lines, a big offensive line, and they do a better job moving downhill, not moving side to side. I didn't love the run scheme. And then for Sean, it was like, why are we not taking shots? They loaded the box. It's
right.
8-man. There's an 8-man box. It's one-on-one on the outsides with one safety. Why not take shots to Troy Franklin, to Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant, get him going? And, of course, it's hard when you got Sauce Gardner on the other side and there's a shell coverage on Cortland Sutton. But that was a Sean Payton
how much
that was on Sean against the Jets.
Against the Jets. How much Afro Thunder do you get from him regularly? Because it's still there. Because we had a thing with Stink. Because Stink is he's covering for his buddy. I've said it multiple times. I'll tell Stink when I see him tomorrow. He's covering for Sean Payton.
Okay.
But because here's the thing. You think Joe Gibbs, hey, oh my God, guys, they're putting 8 in the box. 8 in the box happened on the 14 carries for J.K. Dobbins. 8 in the box happened, what, 8 times? 8 times, 8 in the box. But when Mark Schlereth, the young Mark Schlereth in his 3-point stance, millionth round, 10th round pick, and Joe Gibbs is coaching him up, right? Oh, the 8 in the box. You think those guys were scared? Afro Thunder. You say 8 in the box. Afro Thunder.
Yeah.
What are you doing? 8 in the box.
My point was exactly that, what you said. You take shots one-on-one on the outside, and you go, and I told Cecil, Schlereth would have said this to his offensive line coach. They don't think we can beat them.
Yeah,
they think they're better than us at what we do well. Let's show them how wrong they are. And the Broncos were afraid to do that.
I'll say this in terms of like who shoulders more blame. Obviously, we're doing sports talk radio. We're going to have those conversations, and they're fair. They're fair. But at the end of the day, not to reduce it down to like it's the lowest form, it's like it's a marriage. They have got to figure this thing out. They have got to figure it out because it's not just the Jets game. Like, this has been a lackluster offense.
Yeah.
Outside of a half of football, maybe against Indianapolis, where it looked like they were firing on all cylinders. And I'm talking specifically about the pass game when I'm talking about Sean and Bo. And obviously, there's a separate marriage to the run game. But the run game's been pretty good. Mm-hmm. That's the thing here. It's like the run game, leading up to Sunday, the run game has been a top 5 run game. But the passing game has been a lower half of the league passing game by almost every metric. So, look, if Sean is the CEO of football, like that's where obviously Bo is the one executing these plays, and he's got to get better. Like, look, when Sutton beats that guy off the line of scrimmage and he's open for a touchdown in the left corner of the end zone, like you got to give it to him. This has become a theme here with Bo, but also true at the same time is Sean oftentimes is just perplexing on game day. And that's not just us here in Denver, by the way. Like, I'm listening to a sports gambling podcast that has no affiliation through the Action Network. That's got no affiliation, no Denver flavor at all. And they're like, man, there's about 3 or 4 times a Sunday I'm asking myself, what the hell is Sean Payton doing? And so it's not it's not just us over-obsessing and over-analyzing in the trenches. Right. Sean has been questionable on game days going back to week 1. Where he's throwing it on 4th and long instead of making it a 2-possession game. Sean is not like impervious of criticism. I know everyone won't criticize him for reasons that you might or may not have touched on.
But if you're boys, you should.
Look,
you're my boy. If I do something wrong, you're going to tell me, and I'm going to listen to you. You're right?
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
So why isn't Stink calling out his boy?
I'm
because Joe Lombardi ain't going to do it. Pete Carmichael ain't going to do it.
We had this
Darren
conversation.
Rizzi just lucky to have a job.
Yesterday. Yeah,
we had the conversation. Yeah. And Zach, you said maybe Davis Webb.
Maybe Davis Webb, because I saw him do it last year on the sideline.
He has
I like
the
that.
least to lose.
And he's out of here anyway.
Yeah.
And I said his mentor, Bill Parcells, is a guy that maybe is able to reach out to him and says, hey, Sean, like, this is what I'm thinking.
But but as I said yesterday, Parcells ain't got to reach out to Sean. Sean's got to reach out to Parcells and say, man, I'm scuffling here. What are you seeing? Can you put eyes? You know, typically a mentor is not going to call you out of the blue and say, hey, here's what you need to fix. Yeah. If that's what he was doing, he should still be coaching.
Is Sean a guy that's going to reach out and say, tell me what I'm doing wrong?
You know what? Doesn't strike me as the type.
Me neither.
Strikes me as a guy who believes he has all the answers.
Yeah.
And has a fountain of ever-flowing self-confidence that can be part of the reason why you're the Broncos coach in the first place, but also part of the reason why you're not maybe maximizing. Because Sean has everything that he wants. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like there was so much talent in, and I know we went back and forth on this, but there was so much talent in the wide receiver room. You're peeling away from it. You want your joker, you got it.
Yeah.
You want your handpicked running back, you got it. You want your veteran back, you got him. You want your handpicked quarterback, you got him. You have this offensive line that you have either brought in on your accord or paid under your accord. So I like. I mean, help me. Help, like,
You just went Cuba Gooding on us. Help me, help me, help me.
Like, you're the guy that has forgotten more football than I will ever know, and I will never try to misrepresent that. But at the same time, you have everything that you have wanted at your disposal, and you also, by the way, have the single most continuity of any team in the entire National Football League. So why is your offense through 6 weeks worse than it was a year ago with a rookie quarterback? Because that's where we're at. The offense is not performing at the same level as last year's did.
Is the offense missing something still?
No.
Like we talked about yesterday, I asked the question to Zach yesterday. It seems like something's missing. Or is it just Bo and Sean not on the same page like you just got done saying about that perfect marriage?
But I think it's to what Zach's point was of what we called it crawling. Like they crawled to 10 wins a year ago, figuring out who they were offensively.
Yeah.
Go back to that. Go back to what worked a year ago, and now you have the element of 2 running backs that I trust. I think you trust. I think you guys have a pretty good feeling
2 running backs you trust?
about J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey.
Oh, you trust R.J. right now?
I do a little bit, yeah.
Oh, come on, y'all.
I'd certainly rather have R.J. Harvey.
Well, what are they saying behind the scenes to you? Because behind the scenes to me and Kliss, you know what they're saying? They're saying RJ's getting it. RJ's got it all. I have asked. Kliss has asked. We've talked about it like, hey, what's going on with RJ? I asked Sean Payton about it 3 weeks ago. He's like, he's fine. He's doing everything. Okay.
But actions over words.
That's what I'm saying. When you watch
They're
these
not
games, ask me, when you watch these games,
they don't trust him.
Does it look like a young running back that truly gets it right now?
Well, let me ask you this then. I'll ask a question to your question.
For sure.
All right, so if that's the case, and I think we would all agree JK's the better option right now, why is he limited to 14 touches? Why isn't it 20 to 22 touches for a guy like J.K. Dobbins?
Because it's Sean Payton, he likes to throw the football.
Isn't that our answer for everything?
But this is something where we talked about, hey, do you trust Sean to stick with his identity? We all believe that the identity right now is running the football.
No doubt.
But yet for Sean has always been a guy that wants to throw the ball 40 times a game. Now that he has to change up certain things right now because the run game is working, will he stick with it? And that's the question I asked Zach last week, and Zach was like, obey your eyes. And it seems like he would obey his eyes. Now in this game against the Jets, 14 carries, the run wasn't working as well, but you have to still stick with it. But for Sean moving forward, it's going to be the question of, can you stick with the run long enough? I do believe JK is having a great year. He's going to continue to. Now he has to stay healthy. But for RJ, I want to see more out of RJ. But when RJ gets 5 carries, all right, 3 of those carries have to look at least good. It doesn't have to be a 50-yard run, but it has to be positive yards.
Yeah, productive.
Positive yards. That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
Well, how much of that do you think is related to opportunity? To Cecil's question a second ago with RJ, because I agree with you. Mm-hmm. If I did not know that he was a second-round pick and John Gruden said Sean's going to give him to him 300 times this year, if I didn't know any of that and didn't know any of the hype or the context, I would not be able to say, man, that kid's a player. Is opportunity the thing that's holding that observation back?
If you want opportunities, you have to be trusted. You have to be trusted in that building enough to where they're like, hey, we're going to give you 8, 9, 10 carries this game, 10 opportunities. When you go out there and you watch R.J. Harvey, he may get 4 carries. That lets me know that the Denver Broncos and Sean Payton, they don't trust him enough. Because if they did, it's like, hey, yeah, he may have 4 carries right now, but at some point he's going to bust.
Right.
At some point, as long as we get him going, he's going to have a big-time run. That's how I felt like I was, where it's like, hey, of course I want 20 carries, but I know how my body type is, and I know that, like, how I was splitting carries with Royce or whoever else, that I was going to have to make the most out of the opportunities.
Yeah.
But if I wanted more opportunities, I had to break off some longer runs. When you start to break off longer runs, that means they're going to trust you a little bit more. That means that everybody around there is like, hey, get Phil more involved. If R.J. Harvey wants opportunities, he needs to be trusted in that building. In order to be trusted, he has to break off a couple bigger plays to say that, hey, I am here. That's my take on it, Zach. You have to be trusted. It seems like they don't trust R.J. Harvey enough.
Well, I'll say this. The Broncos had eyes on R.J. Harvey through OTAs and rookie minicamp and then determined to go get J.K. Dobbins, who was on the street.
There you go.
So that's part of that backstory, how we got here as well. All right, we have so much to comb through this afternoon. Fired up to be here. Thank you guys for joining us here on The Drive. What was going on the last time the Denver Broncos were 4-2 after 6 games? We'll take a peek at it next.
To Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like, I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man. We need to talk. Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable.
Well, Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hey, sports fans, did you know that O'Mara owns GMC on 104th? And now it's time to check them out.
That's right, and O'Mara GMC announces the lowest lease payments of the year. GMC Hummer, just $549. Sierra 1500, just $479.
He said GMC Hummer for only $549 a month, or a Sierra 1500 for just $479.
That's O'Mara GMC on 104th. OmaraGMC.com.
Stock SZ167052 and SU104091. See the website for complete details.
It's holiday season again, which is great, but also a time of great stress. Planning and paying for friends, family, bills, gifts, etc. can make what should be the best time of the year into the most stressful. At U.S. Mortgages, we want to help reduce stress and debts. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed, 5.81 APO.
Wait, you have a 4.75% fixed rate for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our lowest rate for life program. If the market improves after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. Lower your bills and stress, save money, and no payments until January of 26. Plus, access up to $15,000 in cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
Upgrade your hunting arsenal with premium brands at great prices during the Shields Hunting Sale event happening now through October 19th. Scope out savings on your favorite brands in camo, rifles, ammunition, and so much more. Like $200 off the Sitka Fanatic jacket and up to $500 off the Leupold VX5 HD rifle scope. Join the community of hunters who trust Shields experts to outfit their adventures and get more bang for your buck now through October 19th at Shields.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. Bit of a leftover Tuesday. Still reacting to the win against the New York Jets on Sunday in London, and still plenty to get to. What up, Phil?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm great. We actually, we talked about those photos and taking the pictures, the family pictures. We got them back today.
Already,
yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
typically it takes a couple weeks.
I know. He got it back to us, but he said he would. He said he doesn't have a lot going on, and he'll try to get us back some of them. And so he was able to do it, and they turned out well, man. I was excited to see
Great.
Sophia and Phil together, and it's a hassle to do it. But once you get those photos back, and I was telling my wife that, like, you're happy that you did it. It's something that as you get older, you're going to look back at and say, man, I'm glad we did that.
Of course. You'll have them forever.
Yeah.
You'll have them forever. Yep. Glad you guys did that. Glad they came out great. Beautiful, beautiful fall day here in Colorado. Just drop dead gorgeous. Maybe high 60s, low 70s. I did something today that I have not done in a very, very long time. I went and shot a basketball. Went and put myself through a little basketball workout.
They're not with you shooting in the gym.
No, it was a solo mission. And I was running around, and I couldn't believe I did this. At the end of my little, and when I say workout, I'm talking like 25 to 30 minutes. I haven't shot a basketball in a year.
That's all you need.
And just moving my body around, and the basketball movements are super sharp and rigid. So I'm like just taking it easy. I don't want to get hurt. I'm 38. I go on long walks. That's it, dude. I don't break stride rarely ever. And so there I am shooting a basketball, put myself through a little workout. And at the end of the my little mini workout, and Dante, I don't know if you remember this. They used to call them 17s.
17.
You ever hear of a 17, Dante?
Not in the basketball context.
17.
You're talking about.
So like at the end, and I didn't even do this in high school, it's at the end of college practices, oftentimes, especially in the preseason when you're getting in shape and you're doing conditioning. Not the long way of the court, the short way, sideline to sideline, not baseline to baseline, sideline to sideline. You do try to hit 17 touches of the lines in 1 minute or less.
Okay, 1 minute.
You have 1 minute.
17, like what, 17 seconds?
No. You have 1 minute.
Bolt?
You have 1 minute to get from one sideline to the other 17 times.
Ooh, that's tough.
And back in the day, everyone would finish in a minute. But, you know, the much like if you're doing conditioning, the offensive lineman might be coming in last, like your center is probably going to come in last. I put myself through a 17 today. I might have got it in 2 minutes. I mean, it was hysterical. I was like barely standing. I literally might have gotten under 2 minutes.
Are you going to do it again, though?
I am.
Because you know at
Yes.
some point you're going to get in shape,
Yes.
you're going to get used to
Yes.
it, and
Yes.
get faster.
I had a buddy ask me to play in a 3-on-3 thing this weekend. And I would have said no to everybody else. This one guy I really like, and he's asked me a couple times. I've told him no repeatedly. But it's a short court. It's a 3-on-3 thing. And I'm like, I think I'm going to try to play. My wife's begging me not to play.
He said, don't do
like,
it.
you're going to get hurt. It's got Achilles ACL written all over it. I mean, just written all over
Where's
it.
your roller? Usually you bring your roller in here. Zach, you got it with you?
I do not have my roller
Come on, now
with me.
start loosening those muscles up.
I did before I did the workout. But, yeah, it was fun, man. But heart slamming, you know, trying to like, you know, like just haven't made my.
How many shots did you make?
Probably 60 to 80,
All right,
something
that's
like
good.
that.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, well, you're getting in there. You're getting in shape.
It
Going
made
for
me
40 this game.
It made me feel alive a little bit. So that's how I'm feeling today.
Under over 10, Dante. Where we going with points?
In his tournament?
Yeah, in his tournament.
I don't even know the format of the tournament.
Yeah, it's like it's a 3-on-3 deal, 4 players per team, short court. It's at Basketball Social House, which is a really fun little free plug there. I mean, if you've never been to Basketball Social House, and you can have birthday parties there. They have bays, almost like think of like Topgolf for basketball.
Okay,
that's sort of what it's like advertised as. So I'm gonna try to play in this thing. We'll see, man. It's just
you guys got a full 4.
I'm the 4th, and I'm like, dude, do not count on me. Like major, like I'm a luxury item here. Like that's it. So we'll see how it goes this
Dante's
weekend.
on free agency. Like, he's just like Westbrook right now. He's waiting for a call.
He should have never turned down that player option here in Denver, but thank God he did. What was going on the last time the Broncos were 4-2? 4-2 after 6 games. The last time it happened was the 2016 season, and it was the first 6 games after they were just cleaning up the confetti from Super Bowl 50.
Man.
And they started off actually 4-0. They lost 2 straight, 4-2. That's the last time. This is what was going on. And I want to know what was going on in your life here in just a second. The coach of the Broncos was Gary Kubiak. The leading passer was Trevor Siemian with 3,400 yards. The leading rusher for the Broncos after 6 games back in 2017, Devontae Booker. Booker went on to be the leading rusher that year of the Broncos. 612 yards is what it took to lead the Broncos in rushing. He had 0 plays that year that went for 20 yards. Talking about Devontae Booker. 0 went for 19, for that matter. The leading receiver that season was Demaryius Thomas with 1,083 yards. That's the last time that the Broncos were 4-2 after 6.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. The leading tight end was Virgil Green. The leading tackler the last time the Broncos were 4-2 like they are here today was Todd Davis. Bam Davis.
All right, Todd.
The leading sack artist the last time the Broncos were 4-2 was Von Miller, who went for 13.5 sacks that year. President Barack Obama was still in office.
Wow.
The last time that the Denver Broncos were 4-2. The number 1 song in the United States in 2016, the last time the Broncos were 4-2, was Closer by the Chainsmokers. Remember that song?
Oh, I remember. I like the Chainsmokers.
It's a banger. The number 1 movie of the year in 2016, the last time the Broncos were 4-2, was Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I was never a big Star Wars fan.
Me either.
But a lot of people love it.
Oh, they love it. They love it.
all the series.
Dante, I want to hear from you in a second, but Phil, what was going on in the life of Phillip Lindsay in 2016, the last time the Broncos were 4-2 after 6?
2016, and I bring up 2016 a lot because I was in college. I was in my prime. It was my junior year, redshirt junior year. And so everything was going right on the football field for myself and my teammates. We were winning the best year of my college career was 2016, where we won 10 games, got to go to a bowl game, was in the Pac-12 championship. It kind of put me on the map where I was able to get my first 1,000-yard year. There was games where like McCaffrey and Christian McCaffrey and me would battle back and forth, and it was just fun. It was fun. And then, of course, you're in college. Those parties were going crazy, Zach. I was the leader of some of them. We used to call them trap parties.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into too much detail, but we had a little fun.
Of course.
So for 2016, it was a fun. It was a year where, in a time where you think you're grown, but you're not. But you really don't have anything to worry about. You go to school, you play football, you have fun. Everybody around you's the same age.
Yeah.
Life was simple and life was fun.
Yeah, I love that. I got a follow-up question on that. Dante Gomez, behind the glass almost every day here on the drive. What was going on in your life in 2016?
I was graduating high school. I was starting college. Can confirm Closer was definitely the song of the year in 2016. That was every fraternity party down in Tucson was playing that.
Yep.
Because they gave a little shout-out to Tucson, too, and Boulder. In this song.
Yeah. Wait, so was that your roommate back in Boulder? Is that Closer?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the mattress that we stole in Tucson?
Tucson no. That Blink-182 song that we beat to death in Tucson. Yes.
That's what it is.
Yep.
But yeah, so I was just having the time of my life. Senior year of high school, freshman year of college.
That is sweet. Yeah, I was, I don't know exactly how old I was in 2016. I graduated college in 2010, and I had really started to, I basically at that time had become like a household sports media personality in Albany. And I had just moved over to the ESPN affiliate and was doing a 2-hour morning show with my mentor, Roger Weiland. And I so wanted to work at the ESPN affiliate because that was the one that aired like Mike and Mike and Colin Cowherd at the time, and everyone wanted to be like. There was 2 stations. One was FM, and one was AM. That's what I was on for years before then. FM station like the one that we have here at the Fan is the one I wanted to be at, and I just had gotten there, and I was the voice of the University at Albany. I was in my 6th year being the voice of the football, basketball, and lacrosse programs, and I was 1 year away from getting my dream job here in Denver, which happened in 2017. So, yeah, it was a fun time, but that's a long time ago now.
It really is when you start to think about it. It's like, wow, like time flies.
Yeah.
Time flies. You look up and you're like, look where we're at now with kids, and for you and me, it's the job. The job changed for me. For you, the job changed in 2017. Like, a lot of stuff changes in a year, let alone, was this? How many years now? Was it?
I mean, it's about to be 2026 here in the next couple months. And we're reflecting back on the last time the Broncos were 4-2, 2016. That was several presidents ago.
Crazy.
Right? Like, it's just, it is crazy, but it's been a long time since the Broncos were in the position that they are in here today.
Uh-oh. It's been a long time coming.
I'm so thankful that we are here, though. So thankful that we are here.
Yes, sir.
The Broncos are playing with fire in one crucial area that will burn them if they can't fix it. That's next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special. And this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about probably one of your least favorite phrases, and that's erectile dysfunction. All right? Now, before you go squirming in your seat or feeling all uncomfortable, what's more uncomfortable than hearing the phrase ED is actually living with it and the problems that it can have on your intimacy, all right, your relationship with your partner, your own self-image, and sometimes your partner can even blame themselves. Guys, do not let any of that stuff happen. ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about success rates with the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments well over 90%. They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade, so they're not new. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you, so you're not that special. Hate to tell you, ED is pretty common. So schedule a consult with them. Your initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, all right? 5 locations in Colorado to serve you. So call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code for my friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much, they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season. So I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
It matters who your lawyer is. At Berg Simpson, we truly care about the quality of work we do, that fair compensation is given, and that our clients are getting the best possible representation. We're proud of that, and it shows.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you, because you can't be pinned down. Unless you want to be. Your first love story is free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at Audible.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This was the #1 song of the year. The last time the Broncos were 4-2.
This was the banger.
Very unique sound.
Yeah.
Turn that up a little bit, Dante. Just a little bit. Oh, yeah. Coming right back to me. So good.
Oh, man. Here it goes.
And I know you can't afford it.
Here it goes.
You were in the frat house.
If you could get in.
I was in the club. And then the... Very unique sound.
Now, I will say this about the frat party. Like, sometimes they were really good for the football players, and sometimes they were not. They would look around, they would start seeing that, somebody's trying to get in on there. You know what?
It's a numbers game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you guys can't come in. Come on now, man.
Yeah.
I gotta be mean like that.
Yeah.
Listen.
I get both sides of it. I really do. I really do. The Broncos are playing with fire in one crucial area that will burn them. It will. I promise. If they can't fix it in a hurry.
It already has a couple games.
I was just going to say, you should not need to touch a stove twice to know how bad that it hurts. And when it comes to the Broncos, in one fatal flaw category, man, they are amongst the most undisciplined teams in the entire league, Phil. The Broncos have had 49 accepted penalties against them. 11 different times, the opposition has said, we don't need your help on this occasion. 11 declined flags. That means in 6 games, the Denver Broncos have had 60 total flags on them. That is about as unhealthy of a stat that you can hear about a team that somehow is a winning team, despite that.
4-2, they're doing well, but 60 penalties? Are you kidding me? We're talking about an NFL team, the best of the best. You know you have to be disciplined if you're going to win these games in the NFL because it comes down to a game-winning kick or a penalty that says, hey, you're moving up 5 yards, you're moving back 5 yards, and yet the Denver Broncos continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Now, I will say this. Once you have that label on you as a penalized team that you're going to have a bunch of penalties towards you, referees tend to just throw it at you. Because just like for referees, they go through film. They have to go through film and correct themselves. But they talk. They discuss things. Even with Garrett Bowles when he was going through his time where he had a bunch of penalties on him. Zach, I was in games where the referee would be looking straight at him. And it wouldn't be a hold call, but the refs coming to him saying, hey, look, I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to give you a warning. Or how about when we're getting ready for the game in warm-ups, the referee comes to 72 and the ref says, all right, 72, what type of game are we going to have today? Are you kidding me? That means they're talking about you.
Of course.
That means that the referee is coming up to you, if you're Garrett Bowles, saying, my eyes are on you already. And even if it is a ticky-tack hold, I'm going to call you. So now when you're going into these games, Zach, moving forward, you have to watch out for the referee saying, hey, look, you guys are penalized. Like, you guys give up a bunch of penalties. So we're not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. If it's a ticky-tack call, we're going to throw it on you until you can start to show us that you can play disciplined football. And like we just got done talking about, it's already hurt the Denver Broncos twice. The Colts game, the Chargers game, where you end up having a bunch of penalties that leave a good quarterback on the football field or a solid quarterback on the football field, and they hurt you because of that.
Right.
And now when you're going up against the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, are you going to give him more opportunities? The Chargers again? Something has to give. They have to start playing more sound football. And that means more discipline. That means listening. That means maybe going through situations in practice where it's very loud, but yet you're still going through the snap counts. The technique has to be there, Zach.
Well, it hasn't been. 60 total flags thrown on them is the fourth highest mark in the NFL. The Broncos, and this is nuts. This is just nuts. In 6 games, have allowed 448 yards in penalties. That's the second most in the NFL. The Broncos, and this might be the most disturbing one of them all, because penalties are going to happen. I understand that, but that's not what this is. This is something different. The Broncos have 17 pre-snap penalties, a top 10 mark in the league. So by almost any penalty metric, the Broncos are either one of the 5 worst or one of the 10 worst. So, and again, it's remarkable that this is actually a winning team. They've been able to overcome this. You beat Philly and Philly down 14 points with 122 penalty yards. But the fact that you shouldn't need to learn, and I think this is like even in life as well, you shouldn't need to learn the hardest lesson in order to learn a lesson. Sometimes you can have an understanding that you really got away with something and to never ever try to do that thing again, whatever it is. And the Broncos, now they literally because of this issue that we're talking about and attention to detail and being disciplined is what is separating the Broncos from being the number 1 current seed in the AFC, which is Indianapolis, when it could be Denver.
Zach, the Denver Broncos should be or could be 6-0, 5-1. Penalties hurt you. And especially when you give a penalty at the wrong time. Where you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert that gets that extra drive or that extra 4 plays to make something happen. This is why you have to clean these up. But you know what? We talked about this during camp.
We did.
Just like for the offense who has been struggling, they struggled during camp. Just like some of the plays that Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix have connected on, they connected on during camp. But when we sat there and watched when the referees got out there for the first 2 days that they were willing they were willing to come out there,
it was brutal.
It was brutal. I mean, 16 penalties the first day.
Yeah.
Or even more than that.
But this is what we're looking at.
And we're still looking at it. It's a spitting image of what we seen during camp.
Well, you're either coaching it or allowing it. Sean has got to get this figured out in a hurry. Okay, Phil brought up something the Broncos should think about doing before the trade deadline, and now he's got some company. That's next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Big deals on windows and siding. Order in October, finance with them, and pay nothing until November 2027. Be warm for the holidays. Call 5280 Exteriors. Low monthly payments. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
Haven't filed taxes in 3 or more years? You're not alone, and you're not out of options. Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free workshop on Tuesday, October 21st at 5:30 p.m. and get answers to the big questions, like can you still get a refund? What if the IRS filed for you? How far back do you need to file? And what happens if you've moved and don't even know the IRS is coming after you? Don't wait for a letter from the IRS to find out where you stand. Instead, call 303-753-6040 to sign up for this free workshop.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Yesterday, Phillip Lindsay brought up something that the Broncos should think about doing before the trade deadline, and now he's got some company. A friend of the show, Will, the scrappy one, the scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
You see, I almost caught slipping there.
Scrappy!
Yeah, well, it's 2:45, not 5:45. This is a little early for you to have to be doing it.
I know.
Time really did fly. Let's go home.
Yeah. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. You wrote a piece at DenverSports.com that had me flashing back to yesterday. Yesterday during the show, at some point, Phil said, I think the Broncos need to make a move at wide receiver, and I think they should call the Philadelphia Eagles about A.J. Brown. Now, I disagreed with that individual that he was referencing, but you have the same sort of outlook and philosophy that Phil had when it comes to the Broncos being active before the trade deadline.
Yeah, the Broncos have a Super Bowl caliber defense. I think we all know that. But they have an offense right now that's going to send them home in early January, fellas. Going to be another one and done with this current offense. And you look around, the O-line, you're going to hopefully get Ben Powers back here in December. Running back, I'm set with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey. Tight end, Evan Ingram's finally showing signs of life. To me, it's wide receiver that is the glaring need on this team. Makes the Devon Vele trade that much more head-scratching, but at the same time, I'm looking for a bigger splash from Sean Payton and George Payton than Devon Vele. I'm looking for a household name. I'm looking for a guy to come to Denver that anyone who plays fantasy football knows. And while I like A.J. Brown, I don't think the Eagles are going to trade him. So, Phil, I identified targets on bad football teams.
All right.
Did you guys see what Adam Schefter reported over the weekend? He's expecting a flurry of activity at the NFL trade deadline. Lots of sellers, right? Who's going to sell? Jets are going to sell. Darren Muji's the GM up there, was the assistant here in Denver forever. I like Garrett Wilson in a Broncos uniform. Dolphins going nowhere fast. I like Jaden Waddle in a Broncos uniform. I was looking at good receivers on bad football teams. You can throw in Robinson from the Giants. You can throw in Trey Tucker from the Raiders. But those were the four guys, with Garrett Wilson and Jalen Waddle being two huge prizes to me that the Broncos should pursue.
I really like the Jalen Waddle one. One, I was his teammate, so I got to be around him. I really got to see him work in practice. That's a bad man. He's fast. He's explosive. You can put him all around the field. Now, he is a little bit littler, and I know Sean likes his big receivers, but he will complement someone like Cortland Sutton wonderfully because of the speed, because we know that he can get to 1,000 yards because he was a 1,000-yard receiver. He just needs more targets. He needs more creativity over there in Miami. Like you just said, Miami's just kind of there, man. They're kind of crashing and burning right now. It's sad to see. But for Waddle, it's like, come over here. Come to the good side. Help Sean out. Help Cortland out. Free him up. Help Bo Nix, our franchise quarterback, out. Let's go get Jalen Waddle. Let's trade for him. And we may be able to get him for a third and maybe a 6, a third and a 5. I'm willing to give up a second-round draft pick because I believe that this is the year where the Denver Broncos can do it. They have the defense to do it. Do not waste. When we talk about Jokic in his prime, do not waste this defense's prime in what they're doing. Add to your offense to help out. Add more firepower so that when you do get to the playoffs, you can be a Super Bowl contending team and not just be happy to be there again.
Well, I have to mention this. Jalen Waddle has been paid, right? Garrett Wilson has been paid. So a part of the equation here is taking on this new money. And I'll ask you guys, you just extended Cortland Sutton. His contract extension doesn't start till next season. The Broncos, if you onboarded a Waddle or a
Wilson,
a Garrett Wilson,
yeah,
you're talking about the Broncos having among the most expensive wide receiver rooms in the NFL. Are you guys comfortable with that?
I'm $80 billion our owner is worth. He wants to win. They put a lot of work into that defense. They added some weapons offensively. Sean opened his mouth and talked about this team being a contender. So go out there and do it. You might as well finish it off.
Yeah, shove the chips all in, especially because the salary cap is kind of a myth in the NFL. I mean, it's the most easily negotiable cap in all of pro sports. You can add a Waddle contract, a Wilson contract, and make the numbers work. I'm not worried about that at all. If this is truly a Super Bowl caliber defense, which I think all three of us agree on, you owe it to your fan base, you owe it to the offense to go add another wide receiver and take a big swing. Because guess what? I don't care about a second or a third round pick next year. That's not helping me throw a parade in February. Jalen Waddle or Garrett Wilson is.
Do you have a preference?
I would lean towards Garrett Wilson. I know PS2 put the clamps on him, but he had put up big numbers through the first 5 weeks of the season.
I think he was like the AFC's top receiver or among the top 2, I want to say.
And remember, he hyperextended his knee against the Broncos. He's going to miss a couple of weeks, okay? Jets have 2 games, then they're bye. Trade deadline's November 4th. That's the perfect time to trade for Garrett Wilson, get him into your system, and then trot him out there November 16th against the Chiefs with the AFC West maybe on the line.
How is Jalen Waddle as a teammate, Phil?
Oh, he's a great teammate. Great. And now he was young when I was there, and he was learning about the NFL. But you didn't have a lot of back talk. He's a guy that just works. He has a great smile where he's always happy, always having fun. But when it's time to lock in, he locks in. And for some reason, Zach, literally, you would be in games, and just like Emmanuel Sanders, they find a way to get open. Jalen Waddle always found a way to get open, and he's smaller, but he's tough, and he can catch down the middle of the field. And when he does get the opportunity to take it to the house, he is going to do that for you. That's something that I still believe that the Denver Broncos are missing. They're missing that home run hitting receiver where it's like any given time they touch that ball, it's to the house. Now, Troy Franklin has it. Marvin Mims has it. But they're not doing it enough.
They're not every down players. That's the thing. You go through it right now. Mims is not ascended to every down player. Troy dropping the ball on the 3rd play of the game when we all woke up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. Fumble, right? He had the dropsies the couple weeks before, too. Trent Sherfield's a special teams guy. Pat Bryant, we can all think the world of Pat Bryant. He's not going to do a lot for the 2025 Denver Broncos. You need to add another legitimate weapon next to Cortland Sutton, and I just went through the flaws with the other 4.
And Troy, like for Troy, and I'm going to back him a little bit, he is still young. Now, the drops, that has to stop. We know that, or you're not going to be in the league.
Or just flat out fumbles.
Or the fumbles. But he's young. Sean's going to continue to give him those opportunities because of his speed, because of the talent that he has as that receiver. But until someone like Troy comes along and you know he can be consistent every single Sunday, we have to go get another receiver. If you're Sean and you feel like this is the time to do it, this is the time that you can win a Super Bowl, then go out there and do it. Be aggressive.
Phil and I will circle back to this conversation because I have some more thoughts about it. But while you're here, Will Peterson, I saw ESPN today put out their top 100 NHL players. Number 1 was Connor McDavid. Number 2 was Cale Makar. Number 3 was Nathan McKinnon. It's one thing for someone that works in Denver sports to say, I think the Avs have 2 of the top 3 players in the world, despite it being a fair take. It's another for a national outlet who doesn't have any affiliation to Denver, Colorado, or the Avalanche to say, yeah, they have 2 of the top 3 players in the world. What did you make of it?
Yeah, no, it's validation, right? Validation year in and year out that we can make those statements and it's not being hyperbolic. They have 2 of the 3 best hockey players on earth, but yet another reason you got to go win another cup with these guys.
Have to.
Right? You have 2 of the top 3 in the entire league. The NHL has expanded so much. There's 32 teams in the league now. The math says you should have 2 of the top 64. They have 2 of the top 3. Come on now. Got to go get another cup. They're both off to great starts this year. And I think you gave me some crap for saying McDavid was best last week. Unfortunately, ESPN would agree with that today.
Is that what you think?
No, I think Nathan McKinnon's the best player in the world.
Okay, so why are you going to circle back? Because you said something that you told me right now you don't believe.
A little slip of the tongue that you got real hung up on.
Oh, got it.
By the way, your boy Natchez came in 63 on that list.
He's looking good.
He's looked good. Devontae's 73. Mackenzie Blackwood, honorable mention. I'm curious your thoughts. Did the Avs get snubbed a couple guys? Not even making honorable mention, so not top 115 for Valeri Nichushkin or Arturi Lehkonen or Brock Nelson, or I get he hasn't played in 3 years, Gabriel Landeskog.
Yeah, a conversation for a little bit down the road. Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, there he goes, Will Peterson. Okay, shifting gears here. We talked about something in the offseason as a bit of a fantasy, but the Broncos are making it a reality. Details next.
Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man. We need to talk. Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable. Well,
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owed the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. 8+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they helped me. They calmed me down. They made me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-783-8055. That's 800-783-8055. 800-783-8055.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
For more than 52 years, Colorado families have trusted Gravina's Window Center of Littleton to protect their homes. And today you can do the same with 25% off Infinity from Marvin windows. The fiberglass windows built to last a lifetime and flexible financing at 0 down. There's never been a better time. Call 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, the family-owned company Colorado counts on.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Halloween's here. Costumes, candy, and maybe a few scares. But nothing scarier than being ghosted by your insurance company after an accident. At Postman Law, we've delivered over $3 billion to our clients, and we make it simple. Speed, ease, results. With free case evaluations and no fee unless we win, you're never left in the dark. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
If you don't think doing a quick and free check of your finances is worth it, let me share this recent customer story. Jason and Barbara H. from Denver called us wanting to see if they could save money. Credit was okay and there was a good amount of debts. Their fear was another lender they went to first, shame on them, told them yes in the beginning and then denied them during the process. When they called us, we not only approved the loan, we saved them $3,900 a month.
What? $3,900 a month?
Yes, this couple just saved $3,900 a month by calling U.S. Mortgages. And best of all, with our lowest rate for life guarantee, if the market improves in the future, even as little as 0.5%, they can redo the loan and increase their savings further without any lender or appraisal fees. employees. You could be our next success story. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Woo! Appreciate Will stopping by. It's always a fun conversation with the scrappy one. That first hour truly did fly by. And, man, we got a lot of ground to cover still. A lot of ground to cover. I want to circle back to the conversation we were having a little bit later in today's show about adding to the wide receiver room.
Put a pin in it.
We'll put a pin in it. We talked about something in the offseason as a bit of a fantasy. But the Broncos are literally making it a reality. And I cannot believe we actually did the segment. We actually did this segment in June.
Damn, we're good.
Maybe it was April. He said, damn, we're good. We did the segment. Is it possible, all right, for the Denver Broncos to break the single-season NFL sack record? And we said, what would it have to take? With the understanding that the Broncos' 63 sacks was already in the neighborhood of the single-season record, which is 72 sacks.
Yeah.
By the 1984 Bears, not the 85 Bears, but the year before they won it all with Mike Ditka. All right? The Broncos were within single digits of the record a year ago. So we said, well, what would it have to look like? Again, this is in April or May, June, something like that. And we're like, well, if Zach Allen can go from 8.5 sacks to 10, and we did and it was like literal, and I remember calling it little quarter turns.
Yeah, I remember this because even for Nick Bonito, we were like, hey, he doesn't have to have 21 sacks.
No.
If he just gets, and at that time, Nick Bonito, remember, and I know you do, but for our listeners, Nick Bonito didn't start the year off last year starting. He missed the first two games. Now, he played, but he wasn't a starter in the first 2 games of the season. Then he turned it on. So if you add, let's just say, 2 more sacks to what Nick Bonito had last year.
Which I think is what we did. It was like we gave him, went from 13.5 to 15.5.
Yeah. And then you had Jonathan Cooper saying that he missed a couple sacks last year. If he gets 2 more, because he had 10.5, then he would go to 12.5. You already said Zach Allen. You have John Franklin Myers that had 7 sacks last year.
Yep, we might have given 1 more.
Yeah,
something like
one
that.
more, maybe 2, because, hey, it's John Franklin Myers. He wants to get paid. It could happen.
Well, this is nuts. The Broncos, after 6 football games, have 30 sacks.
Man.
That is 5 sacks a game, guys. The Broncos currently have, and I cannot believe this is real, but it is. The Broncos have a 10-sack lead on the team with the second most sacks. Now, this was akin to last season. Now, not exactly, but last year, the Broncos had 63 sacks. And I remember saying repeatedly through the offseason that the largest gap between any of the 32 slottings was between the Broncos and the Ravens, which was number 1 to number 2. So here we are after 6 games. It's taking what happened last year and putting it on steroids. No team should have a 10-sack lead on the entire NFL after 6 games. Somehow that's where we're at with these Denver Broncos.
I mean, it happens when you have 9 sacks in one game. When you're able to go to London and have 9 sacks on a quarterback. Now, of course, somebody out there saying, well, it's the Jets. Justin Fields stinks. That's their problem, not ours. And when you start to look at the schedule moving forward, we're already at 30 sacks, Zach. And we're going to play the Giants. The Giants are going to be a tough team. But the Giants are starting a rookie quarterback that's just now starting to get into a rhythm, but he doesn't know what he's getting himself into on Sunday. Then after the Giants, you got Dallas. Now, Dak's going to try to get rid of the ball, but not against this elite pass rush. Dak's going to have a hard time just sitting back there trying to pick apart this defense. Then you turn around and do Houston. Houston, they're starting to turn things around, but hey, CJ Stroud, he's a guy that will hold on to the ball because he wants that big-time play.
Correct.
So this defense is going to continue to get the sacks because, one, they're in a rhythm. They have a great scheme. It's not just one guy that you have to account for. It's not just Nick Bonito. And we talked about this 2 weeks ago. If you double-team Nick Bonito, then you have Jonathan Cooper coming off the edge free, one-on-one on the tackle. If you double-team Jonathan Cooper, you got Nick Bonito, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers. And let's not forget about the nickel, McMillan. Let's not forget about Hufanga that's coming off the edge on blitzes. Like, what about Justin Sternad? Like, so the blitzes are coming, which is helping these sacks, is putting pressure on these quarterbacks, and now everybody's eating. This is a scary defense because they get along, they help each other out, and they're in a rhythm or in a groove. They have to stay healthy, and they have to continue to love each other up and help each other out, and if they can do that, they will break this sack record in the NFL.
Well, they're currently on pace to take the sack record and shoot it into the sun. That's the type of blistering pace this team is on. And this is not because they have a lot of sacks through the first 2 games of the season. This is 6 football games. Like, we're approaching the midway point of the NFL season. In the old traditional season, we'd be 2 games away from the midway point. And so it's legitimate enough of a start to talk about. And consider this. The 84 Bears have the record with 72 sacks. That's 4.5 sacks per game. The Broncos are on pace for 85 sacks.
That's crazy.
85 sacks.
Almost
now,
100 sacks.
But someone out there in their car is saying, well, yeah, Zach, they're on pace to obliterate the record because they have 17 games now. The Broncos are on pace to break the NFL record for sacks in a single season in a 16-game schedule. By the way, if they kept up this pace in a 16-game schedule, they would still obliterate the sack record by 8 sacks. This is the type of pace that the Broncos are on. Listen to this sentence. The Denver Broncos are on pace to break the NFL single sack record if the season was 15 games.
Mic drop. We don't need 16, just 15 games.
Think about that. That is psychotic. That is otherworldly.
What do you think the defense is doing right now in that facility? You can't tell them nothing. They're literally walking around doing what they want to do. Looking at the offense like,
right.
You guys better start doing something.
I mean, how insane is that?
Oh, it's insane. It's just it's a testament to George. It's a testament to Sean, and of course VJ, the defensive coordinator, but all these coaches and the coaching staff finding the right pieces. VJ finding the right pieces for his defense, like bringing in Zach Allen, because we have to remember Zach Allen was with VJ with the Arizona Cardinals. Then VJ gets here. Zach Allen, I don't know if Zach Allen was here before VJ or at the same time. I'd have to look that up. But so for Zach Allen, he knows what VJ wants. Then you have John Franklin Myers that fits this scheme, which George went and traded for. Then you have Nick Bonito, that was a young talent that George sought out during the draft and said, you know what, I like this kid out of Oklahoma. He's young, he's dangerous, and he's going to continue to grow. And that's exactly what Nick Bonito is doing. Jonathan Cooper, 7th-round draft pick you talked about. You gave him the game ball last night. He's a high motor guy that's getting better every single year. And he has a mentality, a dog. You talk about a dog mentality, that man's mean. And when it's time for football, he's all in. You can't tell him anything else but football. You remember when he was walking by as
I do. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
And maybe you could jog my memory of what exactly he said, but I'm like, hey, go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, you said, congrats, man. I haven't seen you since you signed the contract. And he said, don't even know what you're talking about. Only focused on this year. It was something to that effect.
Exactly what it was. And when he said that, I'm like, wow, he's locked in. He's all in for his team right now. He wants to get better. It's not about last year. It's about the now. And now look what this defense is doing. You added a couple pieces with Hufanga. Imagine when Dre Greenlaw comes back, if he comes back here soon. He's going to add another element of just physicality, another vocal leader. Now, he's going to have to kind of get going again and get back in shape, so hopefully things go well with him. And then you got on the outsides, Riley Moss, who's getting better every single week. He needs to continue to grow. And then you have Defensive Player of the Year in PS2. So this defense is stacked. They have to stay healthy. They have to continue to love each other up. I say that word, love each other up, because it takes a village in order to do well on defense or offense. And they're doing that. They're helping each other out. They're stunting. They're stunting for each other and picking for each other so that people are getting free. And that's how they're getting these sacks.
Well, credit to Vance Joseph. I mean, really. And I know that he's got, and we talked about this in the preseason. I think when we did the segment, could they break the single season sack record? He has got most everything that you could want as a defensive coordinator. Now, it's not perfect because we know in the middle of the defense there's some
inside linebacker position.
It's questionable.
It is.
It's questionable.
A little hole there.
But it's not going to be perfect for any defensive coordinator. But you look at who he has from the safeties. You look at who he has from the corners. You look at who he has up front from the front seven. I mean, it's insane. This is how you would hope a defensive coordinator would produce if you had the weapons that VJ has, and he's answering the bell. So just, I mean, I don't know, man. The fact that, and I'm still trying to process this in real time, that the Broncos are on such a pace that they could break the single-season sack record at this pace without needing a 16th or a 17th game.
Now, is this right here, does the Denver Broncos have to break that record in order for VJ to get a head coaching job after this year?
No, I don't think so. What do you think?
No, I think VJ, his resume is speaking for itself. Last year, what they did with 63 sacks, what they're doing already with 30 sacks, like this man needs another opportunity to be a head coach. Give him another chance to pick his staff. When I was on his team and he was the head coach, he had no control. No control.
I remember.
He didn't have the last say, the final say.
It was hard to watch, honestly, for me, as an outsider. It was hard to watch at certain instances that were public.
But he would be honest. He would be honest with us about certain things that are going on in the build, in the sense of, hey guys, my hands are tied. You're talking about a head coach that's trying to win games, coming to the team saying some of these things that are happening, my hands are tied.
Yeah.
Picking his staff, who he wants to help out, he didn't get that decision. So now this next round, this next time that he gets the opportunity to be a head coach, he's going to be able to handpick his guys that can help him out. And you're only as good as the coaches around you. So, yes, Zach, I do believe that VJ will have another opportunity to be a head coach, and he'll do a great job because now he has the reps. He got to see firsthand with Sean Payton. He's learning from Sean as well. You're always learning. And he's going to be able to take everything he's learning and has learned throughout his experiences and be a better coach because of that.
Oftentimes, and we've seen this throughout the history of the National Football League, the success comes on your second stop. And so Sean Payton, that's a dream scenario where your first head coaching job, you stay there for 16 years. Yeah. That's very unusual. Same thing for John Harbaugh. Very similar setup. Like, you get your first job, but oftentimes it's the Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll route where it's like, I learn a ton in my first stop, and now it's time for me to apply all those lessons. And I remember Vance Joseph, when he was doing a great job with the Cardinals, he was a part of a piece that I think The Athletic did, and it was talking to coordinators who used to be head coaches and what they would do differently. And the one thing that Vance Joseph said, and I'm dating myself because this is probably 3 or 4 years ago, but the one thing that he said was, I would never go into a situation, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, I would never go into a situation again where I have no control over the things around me.
Yes.
And you guys know the stories, but I'll say it anyway. Like, when I watched Vance Joseph, and I was standing right next to him, it was my first year in Denver, and he was told that they had traded TJ Ward. And Vance's comment was, I would hope that's not the case. We're not in the business of trading away some of our best players. And it was just like, wow. you guys really put him in a situation where he doesn't know that one of his defensive players, and he's a defensive guy, has been moved. When DT asks him, and obviously I wasn't standing here for this one the way I was the last one, but when Demaryius Thomas asks him, hey, am I going to get traded? I'm here. I'm going to get no, you're not. We wouldn't do that.
Oh, I remember it I remember it like it was yesterday because I was in the building. And you should have seen VJ's face and how hurt he was when Demaryius Thomas had to walk back in on a day off. We got done lifting. Everybody's going home. Everybody's heading out the door. Demaryius already left. 30 minutes later, he's walking back into the building. And Demaryius, you can see it in his face where it's like, something isn't right. Now, I'm young.
Yeah,
I'm young.
right,
this
right,
is my
right.
first time like really experiencing everything that's going on. And I remember Demaryius sitting there walking past me saying, hey, man, I just want to say you're a hell of a player. You're young. Keep it up. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, man, I'm being traded.
Crazy.
I'm being traded. He walks by. He says, I got to go talk to VJ. I got to go talk to VJ and, clear some things what went on. VJ was hurt that Demaryius was gone. And my guessing was because he wasn't in on it. He wasn't told that this was what was getting ready to happen. We ended up trading Demaryius to the Houston Texans and playing him that next week.
Which is insane, the irony of it.
Crazy.
Mike Kliss was on our morning show, and he was asked about Vance Joseph and will he get head coaching a head coaching opportunity. This is what Kliss said.
You know, he did have only one interview last year. I think it was with the Jets that went to Aaron Glenn. Vance, you got to have an experience. Aaron Glenn didn't know what he was doing on game management at the end of the half, and he just kind of froze and did nothing. Vance has already made game management mistakes, and he's learned from them. Plus, as a defensive coordinator, he's got it going. He'll interview for head coaching jobs, that's for sure.
He'll interview for head coaching jobs, that's for sure. And the best case scenario for the Denver Broncos, and it's weird to say like this, the best case scenario for the Denver Broncos is that Vance Joseph is coaching his last handful of games for the Broncos. That's actually what's best case for the Broncos.
Why? Why is that? Because that means they're having success?
That means
they probably broke the record?
That means you're flirting with the record. That means you're in the NFL playoffs and maybe winning a game. I mean, or maybe you're winning multiple games. Maybe you're going to the AFC title game. Like, there is the landscape of the AFC right now, and you want that. And I remember Sean Payton telling the story when Mr. Benson, owner of the Saints, came down and said, Sean, all these teams want to interview our coaches. And he said it would be a problem if they didn't want to interview them.
Yeah.
You want your coaches poached. Like, you want, if you're Ryan Day, who's the guy? Who's the offensive coordinator for Ohio State? Is it some Hartline? Brian Hartline. You actually want Brian Hartline to be the next coach at Penn State. That means you probably went and won a national championship again. And so it's a weird way to phrase it, but the best case scenario for the Broncos is Vance Joseph is coaching in 11 more games.
Now, the thing with VJ, and it's just like him adjusting at halftime, it's as the season goes on, week 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, can you adjust your defense? Can you be more creative with your disguises? Because last year you ran into a situation where people started to figure you out. And now the teams were able to run on you. Teams were able to get more explosive plays because you were so bland. Now you have to go into your bag of tricks. You have more talented players like Hufanga. You will have Dre Greenlaw back. Like, you have to be creative to help maintain this type of rhythm. And I believe he will. He's learning. But you have more to work with. Like I just said, with the safeties and being able to put Brendan Jones in the box or Hufanga in the box. Hopefully Dre Greenlaw is back and really going at that time where you can play more man. So it's going to be interesting, but they have to keep their foot on the gas.
I'm looking at the AFC playoff picture, and we'll go over the numbers and probabilities tomorrow as we do on Wednesdays. But having this conversation, it's impossible not to look at the landscape of the AFC. The teams that we thought were juggernauts and bullies before we started the season. The Baltimore Ravens were in that class. They have a win. They are 1-5. They're out of it.
That's insane, man.
They're out of it. Well, I shouldn't say they're out of it. There's a scenario. I mean, they have one foot in the grave and the other foot on a banana peel. They are close to being in that puppy.
Not a banana peel.
The Chiefs are 500. Now they're figuring it out here. They're figuring it out. We'll circle back to them. The Buffalo Bills. Now, I'm going to say something. It's not because I want it to be this way, but it is this way. And you back me up on this.
All right.
It was when the Bills were 4-0 a week and a half ago, and because I watch them, not the same to the degree that I watch the Broncos, but they're the second team that I really put eyes on every single week. I said they are not as good as everyone is saying that they are, and they are not as good as their record.
Oh, you said that multiple times, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, the Buffalo Bills look like the Buffalo Bills of last year and the year before that. Like, they're going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to have a chance to win it.
They are way overrated. And I always, every time that they take the field, I'm hoping that they go win the game, all right? But the facts are that they're overrated, and they're being exposed. Their defense stinks. And it has stunk. And this idea that Josh Allen is the one who can't get over the hump, I'll say on the air what I've told you off the air. The Bills in playoff losses, listen close, y'all. The Bills in their last 5 playoff losses, their defense has given up 33 a game. 33 a game. If you did that in the regular season over the course of a regular season when it matters most, you're the worst defense in the NFL.
Yeah, you're probably not winning. You're the Jets.
Yes.
You're pretty much the Jets. Although the Jets look good against Denver, like you're the Jets.
So the Bills have a win over Baltimore. How is that age? They're 1-5. The Bills have a win over the Jets. The Jets still don't have a win. The Bills have a win over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 1-5. The Bills have a win over the Saints, and the Saints are...
They win one game.
1-5.
Yeah.
So the combined record of this bully in Western New York, the teams that they've beat are 3-21.
That's insane. That's insane right there. 3-21.
I'm telling you, they're not going anywhere this year. They're not. And if they do, Josh Allen is to the Bills as Jokic is to the Nuggets. The Nuggets would have won 25 games last year without the Joker. The Bills are not that much different. They're not that much different. So you look at the landscape of the AFC right now, and it's like, why can't the Broncos, and I would go so far to say is, or at least ask the question, if not declare.
Yeah.
Is the Denver Broncos defense the single best unit of any unit in the AFC?
Hands down. As of right now, when you go and you talk about the teams that are doing well in the AFC, the Denver Broncos defense is better than all of them. Even the Colts that are doing a great job, by the way. I mean,
they're crushing it. They're crushing it.
But defensively, all around, cornerback, safety. Now, yes, the inside linebacker has to get better, but the pass rushers, insane, elite. They have what it takes. And I mean, the Denver Broncos defense has what it takes to get to a Super Bowl and win it. But they need help. They need help from their offense, and they need help from that special teams. And if that doesn't get fixed,
right,
then you wasted a beautiful year of that defense's prime.
Yeah, it's true. They need to get towards, like, when I think of my golf game, the number one goal of my golf game is get it to competent.
Get it to 200.
Just
200.
Just get it to competent, where you're not embarrassing yourself when you're around others playing.
Yeah.
And once you can get there, then you can start to maybe one day try to be good. The Broncos defense the Broncos offense right now, especially their passing offense, compared to the rest of the landscape of the league, it's just at competent, like, or maybe even a tick below competent.
Yeah, let's go a tick below.
It's got to just be somewhere in between competent and good, and give this defense a shot. Give this defense a shot.
Well, when you look at the AFC right now, who's the biggest threat to the Denver Broncos? Like, who is the biggest threat that you're nervous about?
What's old is new again.
Uh-oh.
I think Kansas City is figuring it out here in real time.
So you think it's the Chiefs?
I do. I don't think it's the Bills. The Patriots look really good.
What about the Colts that you just lost to?
Yeah, they're good. I think that,
Jacksonville's another one that's like, are they for real?
Yeah.
Like, they're tough.
But
First-year head coach.
Right, and both of those teams, I was just going to say, like, both of those teams, they're so new on the scene in terms of true contender that, like, do they pass the believability smell test? Because Jacksonville, first-time head coach, Indianapolis, not a first-time head coach, but Daniel Jones leading this operation. And is this the real deal, or are they peaking in September? Are they going to be that version of themselves, the number one seed by the time we get to late November, December? We should just obey our eyes. Those are two good teams. But I would say, to answer your question, I mean, Kansas City.
I mean, they're, like you said, they're figuring things out. You have the best quarterback in the NFL. Let's be real. It's still Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid, a great coach, great play caller. They're going to find ways to win. And, some people out there may say, and the referees, you can put them in there too. Because there's sometimes you look and it's like, what are you doing?
It can get weird.
But I think when I'm looking at this, I think the biggest threat to the Denver Broncos are the Denver Broncos. They're in their own way. The penalties, the special teams, the offense. If they clean up the penalties, they beat the Chargers, they definitely beat the Colts. The offense can get in some type of rhythm. If the offense can get in some type of rhythm, you take pressure off your defense. And your defense is going to be even happier to be out there for you when you're scoring points. And so if they can get out of their way, the Denver Broncos can get out of their own way. Sean can get out of his own way. They start to put up points. They may be unstoppable in the AFC because they're young. Their defense is great. They have a play caller in Sean that has schemed up some good plays so far. But Bo Nix and Sean Payton have to get on the same page, and they finally have a run game. And they started getting Evan Ingram going a little bit more.
All right. Before we transition, can I tell you something?
Yes, sir.
Personal. Earlier today, out on a little walk before I did a little basketball workout, and I want to show it to you here, just so you know that I'm not just talking crap. I bet the Broncos to win the Super Bowl at 20-1. Put $40 on it. 40 to win 800. Because I see the landscape and I see the defense, and I've seen a movie like this before with the New York Giants, with the 2015 Broncos.
Yep.
There's a path for this to happen. And I don't see some juggernaut standing in their way. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be very, very tough. All that stuff that you said about the offense, it's all true. But, man, I think the best single unit in the entire AFC is the Denver Broncos defense. So we shall see. You want to react to this conversation? You can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Speaking of the landscape, where are the Broncos in the power rankings around the country after their third straight win? We'll fill you in coming up next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special. And this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, Broncos country, as you already know, football is back. Summer is officially over, and what this means is it's all about the game days, baby. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling up to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you know you need to get there on time and also in style. And speaking of the Broncos games, you can get 30% off of your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for the entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention that code PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle all the traffic and parking hassles, and let them get you to and from the game safely so you can focus on the important stuff, like watching your team stack those wins and making as many memories as possible with your loved ones and friends. So give Hermes Worldwide a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
I should have had Done Right do it. Don't be that person that says this after ordering your remodeling project. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, owner of Done Right Kitchens and Baths, Windows and Doors. Simply put, we make people happy by being particular, just like you. 800-362-8370.
Okay, Michael. Any other questions about your Select Health insurance?
How much time do you have?
I have exactly as much time as you need.
Wonderful, because I have exactly 112 more questions.
112.
112.
112 it is. Let's do this.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because at Soda Weight Loss, you could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
I used to dread those pictures. I'd position myself behind someone taller or make sure I was holding a plate so nobody focused on my belly. But that was before Soda. Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. And they make it simple. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Soda Weight Loss is built for busy people like you.
I lost 82 pounds in just 16 weeks. No hunger, no drugs, just steady, real-life progress with a nutritionist who helps you every step of the way.
That's why Soda has nearly 9,000 Google reviews. And right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today and your partner joins free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Upgrade your hunting arsenal with premium brands at great prices during the Shields Hunting Sale event happening now through October 19th. Scope out savings on your favorite brands in camo, rifles, ammunition, and so much more. Like $200 off the Sitka Fanatic jacket and up to $500 off the Leupold VX5 HD rifle scope. Join the community of hunters who trust Shields experts to outfit their adventures and get more bang for your buck now through October 19th at Shields.
Ever tried fixing an outlet yourself? First, you watch a DIY video, then you grab your tools. Next thing you know, sparks are flying and your hair looks like you just licked an electrical socket. Let's avoid that, shall we? Piper Electric has been providing expert electrical service since 1983. Repairs, upgrades, EV charger installations, even commercial and industrial. They do it all and do it right. They're giving you $50 off your next service. No fried hair required. Call 303-422-9219 today. Piper Electric. Leave the electricity to the experts.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
As days get shorter and roads get busier, fall brings more accidents. If you've been injured, Postman Law is here to help. No fees unless we win. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. This is attorney advertising.
Attention taxpayers. If you owe $5,000 or more and have missed another tax deadline, you're officially on the IRS's radar. The IRS has resumed aggressive collections. That means wage garnishments, bank levies, even seizures of your home, car, or retirement accounts. If you owe $5,000 or more and missed the deadline, you're stacking new debt on top of what you already owe. Call Priority Tax Relief now. Their experts fight back fast and are saving their clients millions in tax debt every month.
I owed over $50,000. And they settled it for pennies on the dollar. These guys are as legit as they come.
After speaking on my behalf with the IRS, my entire debt of $25,000 will be eliminated. Whether you've received collection letters or you're already facing liens and garnishments, call for your free consultation. There are no upfront fees. Priority Tax Relief. Let's make your taxes our priority. Call 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159. 800-968-3159.
Priority Tax Relief.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, come up the top rope with it.
All righty. Where are the Broncos in the current power rankings? It's Tuesday during the NFL season. That's when all these outlets come up with their power rankings. All right. Broncos have won 3 straight, 4-2 for the first time since 2016.
Gotta love it.
ESPN has the Broncos at 10th with no movement despite the win.
Okay.
Pro Football Talk has the Broncos at 7, up from 10 last week. Yahoo has them at 11th. They knocked them down.
What's going on?
After the win in London. They were 7th last week on Yahoo. Today they're 11th because of how they looked.
Yeah, how bad the offense was.
And apparently they're putting more stock into the offense, obviously. CBS has them all the way up to 6th, up from 10 a week ago. Which one of these do you think you agree with the most? ESPN having the Broncos as the 10th best team in the league. Pro Football Talk having them as the 7th. Yahoo having them at the 11th. Or CBS having them at 6th.
I'm going to go with CBS at 6th.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, right now, nobody in the league, no other defense is playing like the Denver Broncos defense. And we're able to win games without our offense having success, without our special teams doing their job. Now, imagine when we can put it all together, play a full 60-minute football game, offensively, defensively, and especially special team-wise, and everybody is firing on all cylinders. This is one of the best teams in the league. So I'm going to give CBS their flowers. 6th is what I'm going with.
I will go...
You're going to have them take a step back?
I'm going to go... No, you want to know what? No. I'm not going to have them outside the top 10 like Yahoo did. I would say I'm somewhere in between Pro Football Talk having them at 7 and ESPN having them at 10. I think 7 is just a little too rich for me considering the way that the offense does look.
So what are we going with, 8?
Yeah, it'd be somewhere like in 8, 9, I think. Because of how good the defense is, I don't think they're 10th either. So somewhere like 8, 9 range. Look, this is fluid. This is for fans, but when the Broncos are playing well, it's kind of fun to check in on stuff like this. So yeah, but respect really across the board. You're not going to find any outlet that has them outside the top 11. That's a good thing.
1, 2.
All right, some news to pass along. Matt Pert, who played left guard this week and struggled mightily within the last hour, has been sent to IR. Not good. Despite how much he struggled, we have to acknowledge that that's who the Broncos thought the best plan was to roll out. And so this could get problematic here if it's not already.
Oh, very much so, Zach, because now Ben Powers is not coming back for another 2 months. Pert, you don't know when he's coming back. He's on IR, so he's going to miss 4 games for sure. So who's the third string left guard? We're on our 3rd string left guard now, and we're only going into week 7. See, this is why for Sean it's like, dude, don't open your mouth about being healthy. Just keep going, keep it pushing, because now our identity is running the ball. You don't have Ben Powers, who does a great job of getting downhill, and as a run blocker, he's out. Pert's the next guy up, he's out. So who are you going to rely on? And whoever you put in there, he's obviously not better than Pert, and Pert struggled.
Right.
So this may be concerning moving forward to the run game, the identity of this offense.
Yeah, could be problematic. We'll update you with any news that we have in terms of a potential replacement. But that is not good news. Not good news. Despite how poorly he played, Matt Pert going to IR.
1, 2, 3.
All right, you know who we forgot when talking about the AFC playoff picture is the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers who are 4-1, but despite their 4-1 record, have a point differential after 5 games of plus 12. 12 total points. All right, they have outscored their opponents despite being 4-1. If I put you on the spot here, just a different version of the same conversation we were just having.
You love to do that. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for that moment, Zach.
Who is the best team currently in the AFC?
The best team in the AFC as of right now, I'm going to have to go with the Indianapolis Colts. My former team. Yes, you heard it. The Colts. I mean, they're doing everything they want to do and more. Defensively, they're stout. They're still missing some of their big-time players defensively, but yet they're getting the job done. Offensively, all right, Daniel Jones has turned it on. Whoever said Daniel Jones sucks,
yeah,
they need to take it back, Will.
That was Will Peterson.
He's doing a great job. He fits the scheme. Jonathan Taylor's having a hell of a year.
Favorite for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
As he should be. He's running like his hair is on fire. They're finding ways to be explosive. They have 194 points so far.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the Colts, man, they're doing a great job of playing together. All three units are doing a great job.
I said, now, where's Tyler Warren in Rookie of the Year conversation? Because I said Jonathan Taylor is the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let me check here.
He has to be up there. He's putting up some numbers.
Tyler Warren's not a rookie?
No, Jonathan Taylor.
I said Jonathan Taylor's the favorite to win Offensive Player of the Year.
You just said rookie.
Did I say rookie?
Yes.
Did I say rookie first?
You said it twice.
No. I said I brought Tyler Warren just now and said, "Where's Tyler Warren?"
We're gonna have to check the tapes.
Check the tape. Did I say Rookie of the Year initially when I said Jonathan Taylor?
Offensive Player of the Year.
That's what I thought I said.
Throw the red flag if you want.
Throw the challenge. Are you throwing it?
Yeah, it's tossed.
All right,
Sean Payton sassy. I'm gonna throw it like a foot.
Oh yeah, Sean loves to do that.
We will check the break and see who's right during the commercial. But yeah, I mean, Colts a fair answer. I told you that the Steelers have outscored their opponents by 12 points. Despite being 4-1, the Colts have outscored their opponents by 78 points.
Man.
So, like, they have the great record, but they're passing the eye test, too. I mean, they are smacking these teams. Okay, the NFL gave Sean Payton an option for his team that he turned down. Why? We'll talk about it next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen? You guys know this already, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't care. ED is an intimacy destroyer, and research shows that men can draw away from their partners when erectile dysfunction affects their sex life. And the conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse. A man's partner can even blame themselves when ED becomes a problem. But I'm here to tell you that Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you last an hour or even more. So schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the kicker, gentlemen. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is absolutely free. They have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you as well, so don't give me no excuse. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So guys, take care of that problem called ED and give Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Right now, they've got a great deal on windows, so take advantage before the snow starts falling. Order your windows in October, finance your project with them, and you won't pay anything until November of 2027. Be warm during the holidays. Don't wait to upgrade your home. Order windows or siding from 5280 Exteriors before the cold weather arrives. Call 5280 Exteriors now and see how low your monthly payment can go. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Modelo at Mile High Station on Sunday, October 19th from noon to 2:05 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get your head in the game with orange and blue face painting and Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans.
Have you gone 3 years or more without filing your taxes? You're not alone. And more importantly, you're not out of options. Join Todd from Advanced Tax Solutions for a free online workshop Tuesday, October 21st at 5:30 p.m. Todd will tackle the tough questions you've been afraid to ask. Can you still get a refund if you file late? What if the IRS filed returns for you and you didn't even know? How far back do you really need to file? What happens if you've moved and missed critical IRS notices? What does the IRS do to tax protesters? And the big one, could you actually go to jail? With Todd Whalen, you're getting a CPA enrolled agent and certified tax resolution specialist with over 30 years of experience helping individuals resolve serious IRS problems. To sign up for the free masterclass, visit advancedtaxsolutions.com/thefan or call at 303-753-6040, 303-753-6040, Advanced Tax Solutions.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by TradeGen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, quick house cleaning. I did, in fact, say Jonathan Taylor was the favorite to win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
See, I was listening to you, man. I was in the press box saying, "Hey, coach, throw that flag."
Well, you clearly weren't listening good enough.
How was?
Because I said it twice. I actually went on to say it twice, and then off the air, this is not a joke, off the air, I almost said it for a third time for whatever reason. And the amount of people on the RamosLaw.com text line that chimed in and said, "You said that twice," it's like literally I'm looking at, I don't know, 30 to 40 people just wanting to weigh in to correct me and hold me accountable.
You know that the text line is going to do that.
Oh, my gosh. I absolutely love it. I love it. Appreciate you guys. Dante threw his challenge flag. He was correct. He gets to keep his challenge.
So, Offensive Player of the Year.
Yes. Jonathan Taylor is up for Offensive Player of the Year. Tyler Warren is up for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If Jonathan Taylor wins Offensive Player of the Year this year, that would have been 3 running backs in a row to do it.
Because Saquon won it last year.
Christian McCaffrey the year before.
Oh,
that.
was it C-Mac? Okay.
I want to say it was the year before that,
Yeah.
and JT would be the next one.
Okay.
Because running backs, they matter, but they don't matter enough to win MVP.
No, I know, and you want to know what that is. And I know my guy Josh Allen won the MVP last year, and he has played great here in recent years and deserves an MVP to his resume because he's certainly not getting it this year. But
poor Josh.
Like if Saquon can't win it in a season where he ran for 2,000 yards, then just make it a quarterback award.
I'm with you on it. It's like, come on, guys. Like, it's MVP, the most valuable player for your team. Not just a quarterback, but that's the Heisman for you, too.
It is. It's
usually,
true. It's
usually
true.
It's the Heisman. Now, Travis Hunter won it. He's not a quarterback. But come on.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. Everybody matters.
Yeah. And it took Travis Hunter to do something for the first time in the history of the sport for him to be awarded the most outstanding player in college football, which is what the words on that trophy say. So, all right. House cleaning, cleaned up.
Dante gets his timeouts back.
He gets his challenge. All right. Guys, by the way, before we shift gears here to the Sean Payton conversation, Tuesdays just got better. Papa Murphy's just brought back $10 Tuesdays. People thought it was gone forever. No, it's back. Get any large pizza on Tuesday for only $10. Awesome deal. Plus, it's that spooky time of year to get your Jacko Pizza at Papa Murphy's. Order online now at papamurphys.com and avoid the wait. All right, Phil. Sean Payton said that the NFL gave him and the Broncos the option to have a bye week after the London game, and Sean and the Broncos turned it down. What do you make of it?
Zach, I don't know why you would do that if you're Sean Payton. I do understand that if you have a bye week now, this is the only bye week you get, and it's early in the season, and usually you want a later bye week, like week 10. I believe Denver has one week 12, because by that time your body is banged up, you have some people hurt, you need some rest, and then you're going to hit the ground running those next 5 or 6 games, 7 games moving forward. In this case, though, you had a tough win in Philly. You end up winning that one. Mm-hmm. You don't go home. You travel straight to London, across the pond, they say. You have a win, and that win, but it's an ugly win. The time change is different. We're watching the game at 7 o'clock, 7:30 our time, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock over there. Mm-hmm. You come back home, and now you're getting ready to go and play again, have to get acclimated back to the time. Your body has to get adjusted. You're going against a Giants team that is tough, and you have 2 young players in Scatterboo and Dart that are just playing really good, and they don't care. They're having fun, and they're going to do what they can to try to win. And you could have had some rest before you played the Giants. So I'm not understanding why you don't do that. It reminds me of last year, that Thursday night game where you got flexed in.
That was nuts.
Sean wanted to be flexed into a Thursday night game.
That was nuts. As a road team.
As a road team. Now it's a little different because you're getting a full week of practice.
Right.
But why not just let your players rest a little bit and then go back at it?
Well, Sean said that they looked at it, and the record of teams coming and playing at home after traveling to London was favorable. Now, I don't know what that is. I won't pretend to have those numbers. But he said that on the recent history, it was favorable. And then what about this idea? What about this idea? You've already been gone for 11 days.
Yeah.
Just under 2 weeks.
Yep.
You were gone between the Philly and the London thing. And if you came back to a bye week, that's more of a disruption to your regular routine. So if you did 11 days of disruption and then had a bye week to follow it, getting back into your normal week-to-week routine, I mean, it would have been weeks in the rear view since you were living that, the same sequence that these guys are creatures of habit. I think that there's maybe something to that as well.
Definitely, because there's something to say for that. But you're getting paid a lot of money to go out there and play, to have the same routine. And if you've played sports, usually you want to keep that routine going no matter what. Even if you're getting a bye, it's like I used to during a bye week, I would do the exact same thing.
You would?
Oh, yeah. It didn't matter to me. It's like I want to keep going. My body feels good, or even if it's not, I just want to keep my body going so that when it's time to go back to work and we're getting ready for a game that week, nothing changes. So I guess you can think of it in that way. I just don't understand why you have a chance to give these young men some rest. Do it before you start to go again.
Well, here is
these grown men. These grown men some rest.
Cliff's mentioning the jet lag this morning with our morning show.
You know, he did have only one interview last year. I think it was with the Jets that went to Aaron Glenn.
Excuse me, wrong button.
I mean, it felt like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. So, you know, I do think that maybe one reason why they were off to the degree they were, offensively, let's say, is because they just didn't have it. We interviewed Quinn Miners on Wednesday, and he was jet-lagged. A bad case of jet lag on Tuesday.
I wonder if that jet lag will hang around this team for a couple days here as they try to reacclimate to Colorado.
Before we go, my question to you is this. If we were playing the Kansas City Chiefs this week after coming from London, would Sean change things up?
Yeah, that's a great question.
When you know that you're playing a divisional opponent that's tough, like a tougher opponent.
Yeah, I just don't know if you know. Like when they're asking you that, you probably don't have the full schedule yet.
Oh, that's good.
You know,
but I don't know if they had the full schedule at that time.
No, and I would assume not. But if you got to know that, you know, if you were privy to that information, that's a good question. You know, in that sort of imaginary scenario, would you decline the bye week if it was Kansas City waiting for you? Interesting. All right. Something happened again on Sunday for the Broncos, and I want to make sure we don't take it for granted. We'll talk about it with James Palmer coming up next.
Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man. We need to talk. Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable.
Well, Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. What if you could use the equity in your home to get cash fast? With no appraisal, zero hassle, and less waiting with Cake? You can. The Cake Fast Cash program is like turning your home into your ATM. People are using it to pay off high-interest debt, do renovations, tackle student loans, or cut monthly bills by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The best part? Your current mortgage rate won't change. With Cake, you also get peace of mind. We're AAA rated by the Better Business Bureau and backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked Cake Fast Cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 1-800-EAT-CAKE. That's 1-800-EAT-CAKE. Again, that's 1-800-EATCAKE. Or visit cakehome.com. To learn more now.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law and 303 Law 4040. Did you know that I actually have some psychic abilities? Yep, had a new client come in the other day to get signed up, and she said, Dan, they've already made me an offer. And I said, well, let me guess. It was $1,500. And her eyes got real big, and she said, Dan, how'd you know that? And I said, let me take another guess. When you said you weren't sure, they said, okay, we'll offer you the maximum amount allowed of like $3,500. The client couldn't believe what she was hearing. But let me let you know in a little secret. I'm not a psychic. I just know all of the insurance companies' dirty little tricks. They use these tricks to put pressure on you so they can get off the hook cheap. At 303 Law 4040, we're here to make sure that they play fair. We're going to make sure you get feeling better and the insurance companies pay what's right. Call us at any time. You can speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what you'll find. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We got our guy James Palmer, veteran NFL reporter and insider, with us here on a Tuesday.
The best.
As he does. James, I mean, the Broncos win over the New York Jets. The reaction to it was a matter of your interpretation, because defensively, it was a literal all-time performance as the New York Jets threw for the least amount of yards in franchise history, going back to the New York Titans. Offensively, not so much. What sentiment did you walk away from the game with?
Zach, that I do not want Sean Payton to put his team in hotels for a week between games and then play the Jets, because this is 2 years in a row now. We've spent a week away from Denver, and we've played the Jets, and it's been a game that they've won them both, but we haven't fully enjoyed. I love the way the defense is playing. I do. I think there are concerns offensively about what you want to accomplish. And I think we're seeing, to me, and I don't think this is happening, but it's just kind of popped in my head, it's always difficult sometimes to manage a locker room when the two units are playing so drastically different. I'm not saying there's problems in this room. Don't even get me, don't even misquote me on that. But what I'm saying is, it is difficult when you have one unit playing at one level and the other side playing at such a drastic level. Philly was having that a couple of weeks ago, where guys on the defensive side of the ball are going like, what is happening? All our money is on the offense. Like, what is going on? And they're getting a little upset. I'd like to see some more complimentary football. But again, defense, absolutely elite right now.
James, you talk about the defense being elite. I agree with you on that. But there's somebody out there saying, well, you played against the Jets. So how much credit do you give to the Denver Broncos defense, and how much of it is just the Jets are just not a good team right now?
I mean, obviously your opponent, Phil, it plays a part in it. You have 9 sacks. If the Jets are a better team, what do they have? 5? They had 5 against the defending Super Bowl champs. I mean, if you go back to the start of last season, they have 30 more sacks than anybody else in football. I mean, that's an insane number. Like, we're on a record pace here. And so I do get the opponent. I do get the way Justin Fields played. I also think, honestly, playing Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts the week before actually helped them in terms of a mobile quarterback, cage him, You don't have to blitz a ton if you don't want to. You can, I think they could almost use a little bit of a similar thought process with Jackson Dart, who takes off very quickly next week and looks to tuck it and run. I think the front actually used a lot of what they thought they could use in their preparation for Philadelphia in the same manner in peppering for Justin Fields, and you can almost do the same thing for Jackson Dart. To me, I thought they were disciplined up front. I think, he has ways to hurt you. Justin Fields still has the ability of explosive plays, and this game not to even have an explosive play, I think shows the complete manner in which they played defensively.
James Palmer with us. James, the secondary receiver after Cortland Sutton, right now it's Troy Franklin, who is averaging around 40 yards per game. After him, it's Marvin Mims, who's averaging less than 25 yards a game. Phil has thrown it out there. Our buddy Will Peterson has wrote about it at DenverSports.com. Do you think that the Broncos, before the November 4th deadline, if you think you're in a Super Bowl window and have a Super Bowl defense, would you consider going outside the room and making a call to an underperforming team that's got a potential wide receiver to trade?
I think you have to look around. I mean, they just had the Traylon Burks, visit that just concluded. I made some calls around on him in the last day or so. I don't know if a lot of people think very highly of him as a receiver, but just the visit alone kind of shows me that they're in this mode to where we are going to keep looking. We do need better performance out of our skill players. I don't know if they end up going and making a move. I mean, I think from what I'm gathering right now, this might be a pretty active trade deadline. Again, the moves have to happen. You need both teams to agree to it, but there are plenty of teams that are gathering a ton of information right now, to my understanding of what do we need, what could we be looking at, who could potentially be available. And so I think it might be kind of active. I think they would be doing themselves a disservice by not doing things like bringing guys in like Burks to take a look at. And I think they do need to kind of really kick the tires around to make sure there's nothing out there that could be the proper fit. I think the original thought, and we're starting to see this come into fruition the last couple of weeks. I think, Phil, you've asked it a couple of times, I think the plan was to complement was Evan Ingram to Cortland Sutton, really. And I think we're starting to see that happen a little bit over the last couple of weeks. And if that's the case and Sean sees it that way, I don't know if you feel like it behooves you to make a stretch for a compliment to Cortland when the compliment could be your tight end.
James, Zach and we just got done discussing Sean Payton requesting not to have a bye week after the international game and just rolling into the next game. I thought it was a little bit odd. It kind of reminded me of last year, Thursday Night Football, where they opted in and playing on a Thursday night. Now, I know it's different.
As a road team.
But what's your thoughts on that for Sean saying, you know what, no, we don't want to have a bye week. We're going to just keep rolling?
I was curious about it, Phil, honestly, just because of the length of time they spent there. I mean, I've covered that game a bunch. I've covered it where I've had a couple days there. Again, I'm not playing a football game. I'm watching it and talking about it. But I've done it where I've also spent, 7-8 days there and then come back. I feel like the longer you're there, the harder it is to recover and come back. A lot of teams, that's why they opt to have the shorter trip. The work that teams put in, by the way, on the international trip is fascinating, and it's a whole nother discussion. But a lot of teams try to go there and get back and not have it affect them as quickly as possible. With the length of time they spent there, I'm a little curious about how the team feels this week, to be honest.
James, final one before we let you go. I said going into the last commercial break, I said, something happened again on Sunday for the Broncos, and I want to make sure we don't take it for granted. And I know that the Jets operationally are not very good, and I understand they're the only winless team. But it was another, but it was another Sunday where Pat Surtain just serves as a human eraser to a team's number one wide receiver. Garrett Wilson was having one of the best seasons of anyone in the AFC, and 3 catches for 13 yards, 4 yards per catch, a long of 7 yards. We can't get to a place where we're taking this stuff for granted, right?
No, we can't. I mean, the reputation and the conversations I have about Pat with people around the league, like there's an argument at a lot of positions on who the best player is. This might be one of the very few positions, I'm trying to go through them in my head as I'm saying this, where there is no argument. Like there's no argument. It's like literally this is a Hall of Fame player. And how oftentimes do you hear that when you're this early in a career like Pat is, and that there is not a knock to his game, that the IQ and the technique match up with the physical traits. I remember talking to Justin Simmons about this all the time, where he was like, he's bigger than me and moves better than me. Like, how is that possible? And I'm a pretty good safety. That's an all-pro safety, former all-pro safety saying that. And so it really is the type of player that we do need to make sure we're paying a lot of attention to, because the traits to match up with the physical ability do not come along very often. And he checks every single box. The one player that I would say is kind of in that vein right now, and we saw it last night, in the evaluation of Bijan Robinson, there wasn't a single check. And a lot of teams use number systems where it wasn't like a 5 for hands, for feet, for balance, for vision, for agility, for strength. Like, Bijan kind of checked everything you were looking at for a back. I mean, Pat checks every box. It's remarkable. I'm curious how the secondary starts playing with as aggressive as they've been up front and as dominant as they've been up front. Can we start jumping some routes and maybe take some chances, get some turnovers? You know what I mean? And see if that starts impacting the back end a little bit.
All right, great stuff, JP. We appreciate your time as always, and we'll do this again next week.
Guys, I love my Tuesdays.
Oh, I love it. All right, there he goes, James Palmer. That's our guy. Hey, what was going on in life and with the Broncos the last time this football team was 4-2 after 6 games? That's next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special. And this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Phillip Lindsay here with Williams Jewelers. If you're like me, well, diamonds and fine jewelry were never on my radar before I met the love of my life. But gentlemen, there comes a time when it's time for you to step up, when it's time for you to get out that comfort zone and tell her exactly how you feel. And guys, nothing says I love you like diamonds from Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler. From one humble little store in Inglewood, they've grown into 2 locations and have become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. Fellas, come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver of every size, shape, and price range. And the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever seen. They'll share with you all the secrets of the business, then give you the best price in Colorado. Guaranteed. It's time for you to step up, fellas. It's time for you to shine. Go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. Williams Jewelers, Denver's first family of fine jewelers in Tree Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Beverly. And let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Are joint pain or injuries keeping you from living your best life? I'm Dr. Joel Cherdak with Denver Regenerative Medicine. We don't believe in one size fits all. Instead, we create personalized stem cell treatment plans using your own stem cells or donor cells to help regenerate joints, repair torn muscles and ligaments, and restore mobility. For a limited time, get 10% off through October. Don't wait. Book your free consultation now at denverregen.com. That's denverregen.com.
Brandon Stokel here from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Do you need a new furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump? ROX Rocks Heating and Air makes it incredibly easy with their new, free, no obligation online heating and cooling quote. It takes less than 5 minutes and gives you options instantly. No calls, no waiting, and transparent pricing. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity, and the other day I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, switching between apps, trying to find a game. He claimed to be a big fan, but I feel like I was being fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, well, it's next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going on at once. Why? Because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications, live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every single time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K cable TV box.
What's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Disappointing offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with Orchard. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale and helping you sell on the market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then once you're all settled in, your Orchard agent helps sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one Orchard customer said. I never could have sold without Orchard. I made way more than I expected, and it couldn't have been easier. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
Who wants the lowest rate for life?
I do.
I do. Everyone does, but it's only U.S. Mortgages. Lock in a low rate today, and if rates fall in the future, we will redo your loan and lower your rate without any lender fees, including the appraisal. There's no limit to the number of times you can do this. Always have the lowest rate for life. Get our 475 5-year fixed rate, 5.89 APR. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Upgrade your hunting arsenal with premium brands at great prices during the Shields Hunting Sale event happening now through October 19th. Scope out savings on your favorite brands in camo, rifles, ammunition, and so much more. Like $200 off the Sitka Fanatic jacket and up to $500 off the Leupold VX5 HD rifle scope. Join the community of hunters who trust Shields experts to outfit their adventures and get more bang for your buck now through October 19th at Shields.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The Broncos are 4-2 after 6 games for the first time in a long time. What was going on in your life the last time the Broncos were 4-2 after 6 games? Well, the year was 2016. Gary Kubiak was the coach. Trevor Siemian was the quarterback.
Okay, Trev.
The leading rusher was Devontae Booker, who ran for 612 yards on the season. Did not have a single carry of 20 yards, or 19 yards for that matter.
I can't even imagine what you would have been saying.
Oh, man. You know, I would have been on him.
Oh, I know.
They wanted Booker to be him. They did.
They're forcing it.
You know, 3rd rounder out of Utah.
Yeah. Actually, he was a JUCO, Devontae Booker. He was a JUCO because the Utes, they offered me a scholarship and pulled it because of Devontae Booker. They're like, hey, we're going to go the JUCO route, a guy that can come in and play right away. You're coming off a knee injury, you're a $160, we're not ready for that. We need somebody now. And so they go with, Devontae
Wow.
Booker, and then he goes to the Broncos, and we end up meeting.
And then you end up meeting years later.
Yeah.
Crazy. The last time the Broncos were 4-2, Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace, was the leading receiver for the Broncos. The leading tight end was Virgil Green. The leading tackler was Todd Davis, who is now on Sean Payton's coaching staff.
He's the coach now.
Crazy. The leading sack artist was Von Miller. And Von is still in the NFL making plays somehow.
DJ Von the Don.
Which is nuts.
Hall of Famer.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, he did not have to play the last 4 years of NFL football. He would have already been in the Hall of Fame. Now he's just adding to his career totals. I'm pretty sure he's got 3 sacks, 3.5. 3.5 sacks in 6 games. How old is Von right now? I want to say 35.
Yeah,
he's 36.
Oh, so he's 36.
He's 36. If he gets to double-digit sacks at 36, that would be nuts. But yeah, Von was leading the charge back the last time that the Broncos were 4-2 in 2016. Barack Obama was still the president the last time the Broncos were 4-2 after 6 games. The number 1 song in the country was Closer by the Chainsmokers. The number 1 movie in America the last time the Broncos were 4-2 after 6 games was the Star Wars, The Force Awakens. What were you doing in 2016?
2016, I was in my prime as a college student athlete. Yes, back in the day, they were called student athletes. I don't know what they call them now.
Me either. When's the last time someone missed a game because they were ineligible?
Yeah, I don't think that doesn't even exist anymore.
It's been years.
Yes. And 2016 was my best year in college because our football team, the Colorado Buffaloes, we won 10 games. Went to the Pac-12 championship. Got to a bowl game finally. I was able to get to my first 1,000-yard year. And it was just fun. Not just for the football, but the atmosphere.
Sure.
I was leading the charge in some of those parties.
Mm.
You know, and just simple. Everything was simple. And I know that you're in college and you're getting older and you think that you're all grown up, but you're not yet. Not until you have to start paying those bills and taking care of kids.
Yeah.
You know, but at 2016, I didn't have to do all that. Just have as much fun as possible. Work hard in school.
That Bruce Lee class.
That Bruce Lee class. And, yeah, man, 2016. What were you doing in 2016?
Man, 2016, I was in year 6 of being the voice of Albany Athletics. I did football in the fall, basketball in the winter, had just been to 3rd straight NCAA tournament, March Madness. The basketball team was an awesome mid-major team at the time. And so I was traveling with them all around the country, calling games at Syracuse, UNLV, Kentucky, Duke. I mean, just...
That's when you saw Jamal, right?
Yes.
That's the first time you set eyes on Jamal Murray.
It was his first college game ever in Lexington, and I was there for Albany, and I was doing a morning show, a 2-hour morning show from 10 to noon, and then I'd call the games during those seasons at night, and then I would be working these odd jobs, to make this, sports media life work. And it was 1 year later that the Fan in 2017 did their first ever national search. And
first ever.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. And I was the lucky dude that they picked, and I didn't even apply for it. I had a solo demo when my co-host was out that I had gave to a consultant, said, "Can you critique me? I want to get better." He did, but unbeknownst to me, passed that demo along to Denver. Denver passed it along to Seattle, and Seattle flew me out there. And
first class, there's only way Zach Byer goes.
I promise it was not first class. And then 2 weeks after that, they offered me the job. And then the program director from Denver that passed the demo along to Seattle called me back and said, "Now I'll remember it for the rest of my life." He said, "Congratulations. Now I'm really going to muddy the waters."
Wow.
So what? He said, I've listened to these 200 demos, and you're better than all these guys. I want you to fly, before you say yes to Seattle, fly out here. And I was on the plane the next day.
To Denver.
To Denver. And then the next day after that, I was calling Seattle and said, "I can't believe I'm turning down my dream job." and I'm going to Denver instead. And it's just crazy. So I was 1 year from that happening in 2000.
You're more of a Denver type of guy. I don't know if you're gonna last in Seattle.
Man, it was a really easy decision. No disrespect to Seattle or Washington or that station, because they do a great job out there. But so I was 1 year away from and I wasn't sure how it was all going to work out for me. There's no blueprint.
Were you a new dad at that time?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't have kids yet.
All right.
We moved out here, and then within that first year, put one in the back of the net and started having kids. Yeah. Dante, 2016. Where were you in your life in 2016?
I was having a bunch of fun. I was graduating high school in May, and then I started college down in Tucson. So I was having a great time. I feel like that's like the peak of life, basically. Not the peak of life, but like the peak of having fun and no responsibilities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the last time, guys, the Broncos were 4-2 like they are as we sit here today. 2016, multiple presidents ago. I mean, it's been a long time coming here, and thankfully they're here. They're here. 4-2 after 6. Okay, the Broncos are playing with fire in one crucial area that will burn them if they can't fix it. That's next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
What is up, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I want to tell you about my new obsession, and that's with Daisy's French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip and also a Daisy Ranch Dip, these are definitely game changers that you're not going to want to miss out on. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then you need to give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you. It's back! Football is back, Broncos country, which means summer is almost over. And that means it's time for game days. Whether you're heading to Empower Field or traveling to Boulder to cheer on Coach Prime and the Buffs, you got to get there in style and on time. So let my friends at Hermes Worldwide handle the traffic and parking, and you handle the rest, which means have as much fun as possible and make as many memories as you can. So let Hermes Worldwide get you to and from the game safely. All you need to do is call Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
The cost of everything is still out of control, and many of us are relying on credit cards to cover essentials. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. You might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. Well, there's good news. They've created a smart equity loan, a solution designed to help you take control of your finances without touching your current mortgage. Unlike a HELOC, which can have varied interest rates, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate. That means one predictable monthly payment, giving you peace of mind. This loan allows you to leverage the equity in your home to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your existing low mortgage rate intact. It only takes 10 minutes to get started with no upfront or hidden fees. Call American Financing today and start saving now at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Whatever you're looking for when you head out into the wild, keep an open mind. Sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself. Sure enough, there's treasure out there. Sometimes it's something you didn't expect to find. And more often than not, it's as simple as the memories you make. Make some memories of your own with a new vehicle from Corwin Toyota. Family driven for over 100 years.
Hey, it's winning season in Colorado, and now your home can score big too. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is giving 25% off Infinity by Marvin windows. That's a bigger win than competition's small plays. With zero down, no interest financing, and windows built to last decades, not seasons, you'll be set for the long game. Call 303-794-0490 or visit windowsforyourhome.com. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton, your home team for windows that last.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Denver Broncos are playing with fire, the way I was in that last commercial break. In one crucial area that will burn them. I'm telling you, it will burn them because it already has, and it will again if they can't fix it. The Broncos, Mr. Phillip Lindsay, have had 49 accepted penalties against them in 6 games.
Can you say that again?
49 accepted penalties against the Denver Broncos.
We're only in week 7, or we're going into week 7, actually.
Right. 11 different times, the opposition has declined those penalties. 49 plus 11. That means 60 total flags have been thrown on the Broncos in 6 games. The issues in this department are not getting better during the season. They're actually getting worse. 60 total flags, Phil, is tied for the 4th most in the NFL. The Broncos have 448 yards in just penalties that they have handed over to the opposition.
Zach, we're talking about an NFL team, the Denver Broncos, who are 4-2. You take away some of those penalties, some of those yards, the Broncos could be 5-1, maybe even 6-0. And yet, you look at why you're 4-2, you're an undisciplined football team. From special teams to offense to defense, you can't get right. That's what you call them, can't get right. Something has to change. Something has to change, or it is going to continue to bite them in their butt. Now, they were able to beat the Jets because the Jets are a bad team. They didn't beat the Colts, and the Colts are a really good team right now. They didn't beat the Colts because of penalties. They didn't beat the Chargers because of penalties and not making the plays, as you know, but we're talking about penalties right now.
Yeah.
It's going to continue to happen when you're playing against tougher opponents because everybody is right there. They're even. In the NFL, a lot of times you're evenly matched.
Totally.
It's about making one more play or being more disciplined than that team. And for the Denver Broncos, you may be in a neck-and-neck game, and the reason why you lose once again is because of a penalty.
Yes. And,
Come on.
And I would sit here and argue that the 2 games the Broncos lost were because of penalties. You lost by a single field goal, 23-20, on the road against the Chargers. You remember how many yards and penalties the Broncos had?
Let me think. We're at 121.
Close. That was the Eagles game you're thinking of.
Okay, that was Eagles. All right.
And I think it was 122. 122 yards and penalties in Philly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Against the Chargers were penalized 3 times for 25 yards. The Broncos were penalized 10 times for 90 yards.
See,
that's the difference in the game.
There you go. And the other difference is you're keeping Justin Herbert on the field longer. He's sustaining drives because of you having dumb penalties, a pass interference, or roughing the passer, or was it unsportsmanlike on Hufanga where he pile drives somebody.
Yes, yep.
And now you keep a good quarterback out there, and at the end of that game, he makes you pay. So you're right. Because of penalties, we lost both of those games.
Both of them. I mean, this is among the most undisciplined teams in the National Football League. That is fact, not opinion. All right? 448 yards and penalties. That's 4.5 football fields of penalties in 6 weeks. That is the second most yards and penalties in the National Football League. But here's the one that's insane, because penalties are going to happen. I understand that. But this is not what we're talking about. This is extreme. But this next one is hard to reconcile. The Broncos in 6 games have 17 pre-snap penalties.
See, that's on them.
That is bonkers.
Control the controllable. That means hold your water when you're at the line of scrimmage. That means that don't move until the snap. And yet the Denver Broncos are still having problems with that, the shifting, the motioning, like things like that. It's about playing disciplined football. But you know what, Zach? Are you surprised? You and I both would go to practice every single day during camp. And when the Denver Broncos finally let the referees out there, the NFL refs out there for a couple practices, that first practice, my God, I mean, there was 16, 17 penalties.
It's true.
And so it's like, hey, you practiced how you play, right? When you're out there and you have a bunch of penalties in practice, but you don't correct it, how are you supposed to correct it in the game? You're not getting it corrected. And it's not happening for you, obviously. And we've been trying to tell people that. So something has to give. But you can't punish these players. You can't make them run for it.
Right.
They got to want to get better. They got to want to focus up a little bit more, attention to detail. They got to want to win these games. And it's already hard on you. It's already going to be a tough game. You played the Jets, and it came down to the end of a game. But if you didn't have those penalties, it wasn't going to be a close game against the Jets. There were 2 or 3 drives that got stalled out because of penalties in London. You play against the Chiefs, you're not winning these games. When you're playing against tougher opponents, that's just a fact.
I'm almost like impressed, but not in like a good way, that the Broncos are 4-2. They're one of the most 5 undisciplined teams in the league. I mean, by almost every metric, they're bottom 5 or bottom 10 in penalties, whether it's pre-snap penalties, that's among the 17 pre-snap penalties, that's among the 10 most in the NFL.
My man said, I'm impressed and not any good.
It's like, no, you're 4-2, and you're in your own way almost every series.
Yes.
4.5 football fields and penalties in 6 games, 448 yards. That's the second most in the NFL. 60 total flags. That's tied for the 4th most in the NFL. I mean, this is a real issue. Here is Sean Payton talking about those penalties.
We're going to look at the tape. We're going to be upset about the pre-snap fouls, the holding, false start on a 3rd and 1. I think there's going to be a number of things that we're going to look at that we have to clean up with, and obviously that starts with me and our coaching staff. And I felt the same way in the kicking game. I felt we lost that battle, and fortunately our defense played well enough for us to get the win.
And thank goodness for that defense, because when you take a step back, and if I told you 6.5 weeks ago before the season started,
Man.
The Broncos offensively would be in a worse position than they were in Bo's rookie year. Your special teams went from top 10 to bottom 10.
Yeah.
And you're among the 5 most penalized teams in the National Football League through 6 weeks. I would have said the Broncos are 1-5, 2-4.
2-4, and probably have a bunch of injuries. That's what I would say. Like, something's going on.
Sure.
There's a bunch of players out there that are backups, and that's why you're having so many penalties. But that's not the case. You have all your starters pretty much there other than Ben Powers. You're still having a bunch of penalties. You're not executing. It's not good enough. Thank God for the defense.
Yeah.
And I know the defense is smiling right now in that locker room. They can do whatever they want to do. They're probably not showing up to meetings. What are you going to do to them, Sean? They're the only reason why we're winning these games right now.
God, man. It's really crazy when you take a step back and look at it like that from like 20,000 feet after 6 weeks. So, okay, but you're living on borrowed time if you don't clean that up. It's got to get cleaned up. Okay, Phil brought up something the Broncos should think about doing before the trade deadline, and now he's got some company. We'll tell you who said what. Also, we talked about something in the offseason as a bit of a fantasy, but the Broncos are making it a reality. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like, I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man, we need to talk? Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable. Well,
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Hey, it's Stink here, and my gal Bonnie says O'Meara has 1,000 vehicles, including cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Right now, the lowest lease payments ever on trucks, like Ford Bronco, $479, or Ford F-150, $449, and 0% interest is available.
So 1,000 vehicles and 0% interest?
That's right. Lease a Ford Bronco, $479 a month, or Ford F-150, $449 a month. At O'Meara, we make it fast, fun, and easy. OmearaFord.com.
Stock SKF 18820, SLA 87980. Excludes tax, government fees, and a $7.99 dealer handling fee.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because at Soda Weight Loss, you could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today and your partner joins free. Visit SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I've made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest looks all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what you'll find. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota.
Here we go.
Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Tuesday. A bit of a leftover Tuesday as we continue to sort of comb through where we're at with the Broncos.
Yeah. You know what I've noticed so far is that we were 4-2. Best record since You brought this up 2016.
Yeah.
And yet we haven't been singing Let's Bow. Usually we're like, let's bow.
Well,
Let's bow.
Bo's not truly bowing.
And I agree. That's why, and I know that's why we're not, not bowing right now.
Right.
And the offense isn't bowing.
The offense is not bowing. The offense is not bowing right now. Luckily, I mean, and we'll talk about the landscape of the AFC here in just a couple minutes, but despite the disjointed nature of the Broncos on special teams, on offense, particularly the passing offense, being among the most penalized teams in the sport that we just talked about, you're still 4-2 and everything's right out there in front of you. It's crazy. Hey, real quick, this Friday we're heading to Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be broadcasting live from Choppers Sports Grill from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to the Broncos-Cowboys game on October 26th, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. Must be 21 to enter. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. All right. I want to have a conversation that you brought up yesterday. And then Will Peterson, I'm not going to say piggybacked off of it, but had the same idea. Yeah, which is totally reasonable. We're all talking about a lot of the same stuff here throughout the day. And, he wrote what you talked about yesterday, that the Broncos need to pick up the phone and add to the weaponry on offense before the November 4th deadline.
Which is in, 20 days?
Something like that.
I'm not good with my math, but it's coming around the corner.
It's coming around the corner when she comes, as Deion Sanders said about Juju. Like, hey, how's Juju going? He's coming around the corner when he comes.
All right. Where will that be?
So you put out A.J. Brown yesterday from Philly. And
you shut me down, man. You're like, no. Well, why? And you said just the character.
Yeah, I just, real character issues. Super talented. Yeah. Super talented. That's not up for debate. But he's on a huge contract, and he has got, big personality.
Do you think the money even matters? Though we always talk about it, like for Greg Penner, like, hey, worth $80 billion. Does it matter when you want to win now? I guess for him, Greg Penner, that is, he's the guy that has to write the checks.
Yes, I do. I do believe it does. So? Yeah, because and we talked about this when we were talking about the personal seat license.
Yeah.
You do not accumulate that level of wealth by not caring about where the money goes.
Don't get people started on the personal seat license.
I know, and it's
work them up.
And I know, I understand. And it's really interesting that when we go out on the road and a lot of these season ticket holders have no idea what a personal seat license is.
They're fixing to find out.
Yeah, and
where's my bill?
And although that has not been made official yet, I have it on pretty good information that this is the way that this is going, and I think that is a microcosm to Greg Penner's. Because it's so easy. It'd be so easy for someone, on the street to pocket watch Phillip Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
It's so easy for someone on the street to pocket watch someone with $80 billion. Look,
we're doing it. I do it every time when I say $80 billion, like it's my money.
Right. But I think that Greg Penner knows the financial landscape of the NFL at this point. He knows what's what, and he is not going to put himself in a pretzel, not a personal pretzel, but I'll just go with that. Put himself in a pretzel financially because he can. I think he's going to operate mostly within the scope of NFL teams.
Well, and the reason why I ask you that is the Denver Broncos, Greg Penner, George Payton, Sean Payton were very aggressive of getting their guys signed. PS2 got signed, got his money. Quinn Miners got signed. Zach Allen signed. Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper. Everybody is getting signed that they believe can help them win a Super Bowl. That's the ultimate goal, winning a Super Bowl.
Right.
Well, if you want a big-time receiver or running back, like you said, you're going to have to pay him. with the receivers that are out there right now, a lot of them are already paid.
Correct.
So you know that you're bringing in a guy that you're going to have to pay the money for, but you know that you're not going to have to pay him again usually because they're already getting paid a big-time contract.
Yep.
Well, that's what this is all about. Like, the name of the game is winning a Super Bowl. And if you have a chance to pick up another guy, even though he's going to cost a lot of money, it costs to be the boss, but it may give you that opportunity to truly win it. Not just get there, not just win a playoff game, but win it all, which that's what we all want as Broncos fans.
I think that if Greg Penner was told by people that he trusted, football people that he trusted, that if the Broncos added a wide receiver that they could go win the Super Bowl, and he felt that also within his own instincts, I think that he would pull the trigger. So I don't think that finances are going to derail a move under this ownership group if you believe it puts you over the top for a Super Bowl. But simultaneously, I just want to be careful with my words, because just because this ownership group is the wealthiest doesn't mean that every contract is going down to $1 and the rest is made up in a signing bonus because they're so liquid.
Yeah.
And so I'll tell you this. I was told that the new facility that they're building over at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit, it was a very, very tight ship.
Okay.
Like the construction.
Yeah.
It was a very tight ship. It's not, hey, here's a blank check, make it, here's all the things that we want, here's a blank check, go make it. That No. It was
very detailed.
Yes.
Which is what businessmen do.
Correct.
Like that's why, and you said it earlier, that's why they're making so much money.
Yep.
They're not just going to write that blank check. They're not just going to say, do what you guys want to do and then give me the bill later.
Right.
No.
Did Walmart become the conglomerate that it is by keeping costs high or having costs low? Right? I mean, it's so. But that being said,
we need a spark.
Yes,
we need a spark, and unless you're going to get a receiver that you can get for cheap, that's not on a big time deal that can help this team out, you may have to bite that bullet and acquire by trade a guy that's already being paid a lot of money, because I believe that's the missing piece right now with this offense. Evan Ingram, he's just now starting to go, but we truly don't know what he's going to be like because Sean won't let him fly. You got Bo Nix, who you have half the people saying he's a franchise quarterback and the other half saying he's not. Well, if you bring in a dynamic receiver to go with Cortland Sutton, now there are no excuses. There are no excuses where it's like, hey, well, you have everything, but you're not doing well. Well, if you have everything and you're not doing well, that's on you as a quarterback. So that's why it's like we're in week 7. We have a great chance to win the division if we can continue to win games.
It's true.
We're one player, skill-wise, a skill player, from losing them and not being a good offense or a good team because you don't have depth.
Who do you think of when you say that?
What scares me, there's 2 guys, and I think that you know which one you're going to talk about, but the guy I'm thinking of is a receiver.
Yep.
I'm thinking of Cortland Sutton.
Sure.
If something happens to him, which, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't, but this is football. You're going to week 7, this 17-game season. Who do you rely on? Who's the next guy up that you can rely on?
It would be scary.
And that's why I say we may need to go out there and trade for another guy. It may have to pay him some money or he has a big-time contract already so that we can be strong if somebody goes down like a Cortland Sutton.
Yeah. And some names that are floated out there is Garrett Wilson from the New York Jets, a losing operation. Guy was just screaming in his coach's face going into the locker room at halftime, and rightfully so. I mean, what a bungled sequence at the end of the half for the Jets. I mean, goodness gracious. The Jets are still the Jets.
That was bad.
Different coach, different quarterback, same old Jets. But that's not the only name. You put out A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
What about someone like Jalen Waddle?
Ooh. I love that one. A different type of receiver than Cortland Sutton. A true number 1 as well. Cortland, I believe, is a number 1, but Waddle is as well. He was my teammate, and he was young. But one thing about Waddle is he is going to get open. He is tough. He is small, but he's going to catch the balls down the middle of the field. You give him just a little bit of space. He's dynamic. He's explosive. He's going to take pressure off of Bo Nix. He's going to take pressure off of Cortland. He's going to take pressure off of Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims to where they don't have to be a true receiver 2 right now, but they can do their part. Now, there are more weapons out there. Now you do have a chance to get Evan Ingram involved because you have to worry about Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle has already went for 1,000 yards. I want to say a couple times, but I know for sure has hit the 1,000-yard mark at least once.
Yeah, I think he's done it twice. I'll find out for sure.
And he's just a guy that finds ways to get open. Like what I say about Emmanuel Sanders, where it's like you look up and he's just open. And you're like, how is he doing this? That's Jalen Waddle for you. And he's in a situation with the Miami Dolphins where they're 1-5. They're not going anywhere. Maybe it's time for him to change the scenery. And here in Denver, we're winning. We need another guy. We need to continue to add weapons to help Bo Nix out to get this offense going. They have to get in some type of rhythm.
Three 1,000-yard seasons.
3 1,000. Okay.
Yeah, for Jalen Waddle. How was he?
Bad boy, man.
How was he as a teammate in person in your experience?
Great teammate, Zach. Truly, a great teammate. You're not going to hear a lot from him. He smiles all the time. When he's at practice, he's working. He's not going to talk back to you. He's not a guy that's going to demand the ball where he doesn't have to say anything. Like, he's going to get open. That's how he demands the ball. He's not going to walk up to you and say, hey, coach, I want the ball. That's not how he has been. So, and I don't expect him to be different. And his former teammate is Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones and I want to say Waddle, they may have came into the draft together.
Okay, yeah.
If not 1 year apart. But so it would be a great addition to this Bronco offense that has to get going specifically through the air. We have a good run game, but just like Cortland Sutton, Zach, and maybe you were thinking a different person that if he goes down.
He was one of them. Sutton was one of two.
Sutton, who's the other one for you?
Dobbins.
There you go.
This team would be in so much trouble if they lost either Dobbins or Sutton. I shudder to think what it could look like. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a continuing conversation, especially if the cast of characters beyond Cortland Sutton cannot rise to the occasion here. And the Broncos, with their actions, again, actions over words, they're already telling you they're exploring the wide receiver market. And 7 weeks ago, or 10 weeks ago, whatever it was, man, they thought that room was so talented, they started peeling away at the room. And I haven't said it at all today, but I'm just going to squeeze it in here now. And you already know what I'm going to say.
I already know.
You had your you had your best offense in a decade here in Denver. And you took away the second leading receiver by yards per game, your second most explosive plays over the course of a season, and Devon Vele, who was making no money. $700,000
with third downs. He was money on third downs.
He was money on third downs. I think the number was 16 passes went his way on third down, and he caught 12 of the 16, and 11 of the 12 went for first downs.
Sustaining drives, getting into some type of rhythm, something that the Denver Broncos are not doing right now.
Correct. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. And don't give me his stats in New Orleans. It is about fit. Ask Javonte Williams.
Oh.
This is KKFN and KKFN, HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Just had to take my vitamin there, my Vele vitamin.
No, you do. I mean, but like,
one
come
a day.
on. We're going in week 7. Defense is playing phenomenal. The reason why we're having fun, the reason why we're 4-2, offense is not pulling their weight. It does not feel good as an offensive player in that facility right now. You're trying to figure out how you can get better at your job. Now, yes, the run game has been a lot better, but now that Ben Powers is out, now that we got the news that
Matt Pert going to
is
IR.
out.
We found out today while we were on the air.
What does this run game look like when you're down to your third string left guard? Now, hopefully everything can continue to roll and we can get back to getting downhill with J.K. Dobbins. But we have a lot of work to do if you're an offense where defense is having fun. They're enjoying life. They're like, we're the reasons why we're in this predicament, a good predicament, because of the defense. So that's why we're asking. That's why I asked you about the receivers, Zach, and about the trade and about being more aggressive. Because I do want to have a damn Super Bowl. I want to have a championship. I want to be able to root for the Broncos in a parade. But in order to do that, the offense is going to have to start doing their job.
Man, well, you're not wrong, but the side of the ball that's doing their job right now, and then some, they're punching in, punching out, and then putting in overtime. Is this Denver Broncos defense?
They're putting in the overtime.
I mean, we talked about something in the offseason, and I forget if it was April or May, somewhere in there, where we did the dedicated segment about how the Denver Broncos, what would it have to look like for them to break the all-time NFL single-season sack record? And I remember using the phrase quarter turns, like just, and I'm doing this in the studio, just like a little quarter turn, not any wholesale, take the whole bolt out, just adjust it, little quarter turn a little bit with that screwdriver. And if you did that for just a couple guys, that it was very realistic, with the understanding that the Broncos had 63 sacks a year ago and the NFL record was 72. Once you get within single-digit sacks of the all-time record, like, you can see that record over the horizon. You are in that neighborhood. And we said, well, what would it have to look like? And it wasn't anything drastic. That's why we were using the phrase quarter turns. It was Benito going from 13.5 to 15.
Yeah, that's it.
Zach Allen from going to 8.5 to 10. John Franklin Myers going from 8 to 9.5, or whatever it was at the time. And it was like, man, you really don't have to, tie half of your brain behind your back to see this could actually happen. And dear Mother of God, they are on pace to do that and some. The Broncos have 30 sacks after 6 games. That is 5 sacks per game. Not only are the Broncos 30 sacks number 1 in the NFL, they have a literal 10-sack lead on the team with the second most sacks.
See, that's insane right there. We're going into week 7. They have 30 sacks. The next team is the Steelers with 20.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's psychotic.
What?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And so if you say, okay, you have 30 sacks after 6 games. Now, we're talking about a sample size of 6 games. Is that 10, 12 games? No. But it's also not 2-4 games either. I mean, we're approaching the midway point of the NFL season here. It's mid-October, folks. So the NFL record is 72 sacks by the 84 Bears, the year before they won it all with Mike Ditka and the boys. 72 sacks in 16 games, that's 4.5 sacks per game. The Broncos are averaging 5 sacks per game. The Broncos are on pace to obliterate the NFL record for single-season sacks. The Broncos are actually on pace. Now, the record's 72, right? Broncos are on pace for 85 sacks.
You can't make this up. 85? 85.
That's the current pace. It's psychotic.
Oh, those boys out there having fun. It must feel good to know every time you line up on the other side, you know that you have a great opportunity of getting a sack on that play. And you don't have to rely on just one guy. It's not just Von Miller out there and you're hoping that he can get to the guy. It's Nick Benito, Jonathan Cooper, Zach Allen, John Franklin Myers, Hufanga, Jaquan McMillan, who actually he's in Denver Broncos history book for the sacks.
J-Mac is?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
As an undrafted free agent when it comes to getting sacks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It's helping out. It's helping out when you're able to have different people get these sacks and not just rely on 1 or 2 guys. You're relying on the whole entire team to do their job. And everybody is doing their job at a high level, helping each other out, loving each other up, saying, hey, it's your turn. Let me do a stunt for you. Let me do the dirty work so you have a one-on-one opportunity. And it's beautiful to see right now.
It really is a team effort, to your point. These are the players who have at least a half a sack so far this season. Alex Singleton, Talanoa Hufanga, Brandon Jones, Justin Sternad, Nick Benito, Jaquan McMillan, Jonathan Cooper, Ini Owazarike, Zach Allen, Jonah Ellis, DJ Jones, John Franklin Myers. I mean, it's incredible. 12 different Broncos have at least a half a sack. 6 have multiple sacks. 4 players have 3+ sacks. And here's the craziest part for me. Someone out there is driving right now, or you're listening in the middle of the night because you're working the overnight shift and you're listening to us, and we appreciate you. Someone out there is saying, dude, you're talking about breaking the sack record when the Broncos get to play 17 games. And you're trying to break a record that did it in 16 games. Make it a 16-game season. The Broncos are on pace to be 8 sacks ahead of the NFL record if it was a 16-game season. Here's where it gets crazy. The Broncos are on such a blistering pace after Sunday's 9-sack performance that the Broncos are on pace to break the sack record in 15 games.
See, that's sick. We're talking about NFL football players, grown men on the other side that have to stop this elite pass rush, this elite defense right now. Because that's what it is.
It is.
30 sacks.
It is. It's insane.
And you mean to tell me that they're on pace in 15 games to break that record?
It's psychotic. The fact that you wouldn't need, at this current pace, things are fluid. It could always change.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? But if you don't need a 16th or a 17th game from a pace standpoint, it's the most, well, just to put it in a sentence, we have never seen a team through 6 games get after the quarterback like the 2025 Broncos ever in the history of the league.
Zach, do you think this is going to happen?
I do.
You have the confidence.
I do.
I wish we could. Is there a way to is there like a betting thing on this?
I don't think you can bet on this because it hasn't been relevant. Like you can bet on almost everything in the world right now, but conversations like this haven't been really relevant. So I don't think it's on the radar of some of these sports books, and it'd be a pretty niche thing to bet on, but still. And I'll tell you what, Vance Joseph, I take my hat off because what he's doing, and he's got incredible personnel at his fingertips, but he is doing what you hope a DC would do with that type of weaponry at his disposal. He's doing it.
Oh, he's doing a great job, and he's doing it his way. He's doing it how he envisioned this defense looking, and getting those type of players that fit this system, and letting them go out there and just play freely. Now, for VJ, in order to keep this up, he's going to have to grow with his game. He's going to have to grow with what's going on throughout the weeks. Because last year, as time went on, teams started to figure out the defense. And we're like, hey, what's going on? Why are they able to run on us? Why are we not getting the sacks? Why are we not getting the interceptions? Now, for VJ, it's like, what are you going to do to improve this defense in week 12, week 14, week 16? How are you going to disguise this? It's going to be a little bit easier because you do have Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper doing their part. You do have Zach Allen and John Franklin Myers that it's like you can't just double team one guy because now you're leaving somebody on the island, one of those offensive linemen on the island, and they're going to be exposed. You do have 2 really solid safeties in Brandon Jones and Hufanga that you can play around with them. One could be in the box and the other one could be guarding, and then vice versa. One can go to the box and the other one can guard. So you don't know where this pressure is coming from. And then Jaquan McMillan, Zach, this is why we talked about it. This is why he hasn't been benched, because he's one of those dual threat kind of guys in the sense of a joker or a jack of all trades where he can cover, but he can come off the blitz as well. He can get down and dirty and be physical as well when it comes to getting to that quarterback. So there's so many weapons out there for this defense, and it's scary, and this is why they're in elite right now. It's
true. And you talk about someone who's made himself some money this year, Jaquan McMillan.
McMillion, Zach, McMillion.
I mean,
you're going to make some millions, yeah.
You are not kidding. I mean, if this guy continues this type of season and he's going into the open market, I mean, really, and this may be a conversation for a different day, but we can have it a little bit right now. It's like, do the Broncos want to open up conversations about extending this player?
Whoa. If you extend Jaquan McMillan, then what are you going to do with your first-round draft pick? The Crystal, Jahdae Barron. That's very versatile. Can play outside, can play inside. But as you know, and we watched all camp, that I don't think we saw Jahdae Barron out on the outside with Riley Moss at all. Maybe once or twice.
Maybe once or twice, yeah.
But it was all nickel work.
Correct.
So why would you extend Jaquan knowing that you have your future behind Jaquan right now?
Well, because the future is now. You know, I think that'd be the short answer is like, if you genuinely believe – look, there's a reason Jaquan McMillan is playing and Jahdae Barron is not.
Let's be real. There is. You're a first-round draft pick, but yet you are not starting every single game. You're going in packages, in dime packages. Something's wrong.
Well, clearly this was not the plan. This was not the plan. And I didn't need Kliss to tell me this because I have my own deduction skills and covering this league for 17 years. But the fact that we did hear it from Kliss is just the nail in it. He said the plan on draft night for Jaquan McMillan was for him to start immediately. And again, to someone out there, that's fairly obvious. He's your first-round pick. That's typically the case. Not all the time, but typically. And then when Sean talks him up as much as he did, it's like, that was the plan. There's a reason why things are not going according to plan. So it's either Jaquan McMillan is balling out of his mind, and it's like, we have no choice. Like, this guy's got to play.
Yeah, he forced their hand.
Or Jahdae Barrett is behind, or both. So this is just what it is right now. But J-Mac has been just fantastic. He's 25 years old.
Well, it was like he's playing like a man that knows that if he doesn't do well, he is not going to make his money. He's playing like his life depends on it.
Or he's not going to keep his starting
Or
job.
he's not going to keep his starting job, which would be the case. And attention to detail is there. He's making the plays. He's doing that extra. He's taking his game to another level. And I think it's the guys around him, of course, that pass rush. But he knows what's in store for him if he has a great year. He knows that he can get paid, and it may not be here in Denver, just like for John Franklin Myers. It may be even someone like J.K. Dobbins. They know that they may not get paid here, but they also know that if they can have success and they can win a bunch of games and they can get to the playoffs and maybe a Super Bowl, then everybody eats. Everybody gets a payday, no matter if it's here or somewhere else.
Well, wow. Going back to the sack thing, the fact that the Broncos are on pace to break the all-time sack record in 15 games is just silly. But if that happens, and this is probably the best case scenario for the Broncos, and it's going to sound a little bit funny coming out of my mouth. What else is new? Best case scenario for the Broncos is Vance Joseph is coaching in his last 11 games in Denver. That's best case.
Why? Why is that best case?
Because if he just keeps this up, the rest of the league is going to be knocking at his door and saying, come be our head coach. And do you want to lose a coordinator? No, not really. That's why it sounds a little bit goofy coming out of my mouth. But as Sean Payton told the story, the late Mr. Benson comes down the hall and knocks on his door and says, Sean, these guys, they want to interview a lot of our coaches. And he's got a concerned look. And Sean says, we should be concerned if they don't want to interview our coaches. And so, like, if you're Ryan Day in Columbus, Ohio, you want Brian Hartline to be the next coach at Penn State.
The offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator. That probably means you're going to go and make another run at a national championship. And so you want this. You want, now the circumstances weren't, but Michael Malone, you want David Adelman to get a head coaching job. Not your job, not your head coaching job necessarily, but he was interviewing for, I think, the Kings job the year before.
Like you want the guy that you're grooming to take over for you and kick you out.
Not necessarily in that order.
No, I really don't.
But you foster that guy for nearly a decade, and you hope that he gets his opportunity.
Yeah.
And so that's the scenario here. You want Vance Joseph to be the next coach of the fill-in-the-blank vacancy.
Well, I'll tell you this. For VJ, he's going to get that opportunity because it's not just about this year. It's what he did last year with the defense and having 63 sacks and getting this team, because we know that the backbone of the Denver Broncos last year was the defense. And they were able to go to the playoffs because of that. This year is going to be the same thing. The backbone of this team is the defense. And right now they're doing a great job. And they went from an excellent defense to an elite defense right now. So for VJ, who has already been a head coach, and it wasn't successful for him, but there's a context to it, because I was right there with him. I got to see this man every day and see what they did to him and see what they didn't do for him, which is help him out. Let him pick his staff. Let him pick some of the players that he wanted to trade for. He didn't have that. He didn't have that luxury to do that. He had to sit there and listen to everything that Elway would say. And sometimes Elway was making a decision and not telling the coach.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
No communication.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to be successful like that, Zach? Well, now for VJ, it's like, I've been through this before. I've been a head coach. I've been a coordinator here for a long time. I've been on different teams. I'm learning from Sean. So when I do get this next opportunity, which he will have, he'll be ready for the moment, and he'll be able to handpick his guys. And if you're going to lose, you're going to lose with your guys, just like Sean's doing.
Yep. Well, speaking of Sean, here he is talking about his defense.
9 sacks. I mean, you don't rarely hear of negative 20 yards passing, so that's a little unusual. I think they had 80-some yards total offense. Our defense was outstanding today.
Outstanding. How about Bo? What was it like watching the defense in your limited viewership of it?
Well, it's almost impossible what they did, but it was impressive. Unfortunately, it's one of those things where I don't get to watch a whole lot of it. I wish I could. They'd be a fun defense to watch, probably an awful defense to play against. I know that kind of from practice, but they turned it on. 9 sacks is a lot of sacks. That's really good for our defense. I'm still looking for turnovers, but sacks are pretty much like turnovers. They kill drives. So impressive, not shocked, but really impressive performance today by them. Just great effort all around. Really good job tackling in space. Obviously a good job covering down the field and getting pressure on the quarterback.
I know I've given this stat repeatedly in the past, but I want to say it again because Bo Nix just sort of touched on the nucleus of what I'm about to say when he says sacks aren't like turnovers, but they kind of are with the way that they impact a drive. We now know sacks. If you take any sack on any offensive drive, your chances of scoring a touchdown on that drive get cut into thirds. And another way of saying it is if you avoid a sack on any offensive drive, you are 3 times more likely to get into the end zone. So if we understand that, and now we're talking about the Denver Broncos having 30 sacks in 6 games and on pace to smash the NFL record, I mean, they have a bit of a turnover problem right now. They're not taking the ball away enough, but sacks are like the half-brother of turnovers, and there's a lot of half-brothers running around here.
No, oh, for sure. And that's what you love. You love that you are getting the pressure. You love that you are getting those sacks. But now for the next step for the Denver Broncos defense is that secondary. You have to do your job. Now you're playing good defense, but we got to get those takeaways. You're getting the pressure, so that means that quarterbacks are going to make bad decisions. They're going to force ball into coverage because they want to get rid of that ball before Nick Benito hits them. So what do you do to reward the pass rush? Get some interceptions. Reward the pass rush that way. Give your young quarterback, Bo Nix, more opportunities so that he can finally get into some type of rhythm. So, like, those are the next step for this defense is getting the turnovers. They only have 1 interception so far.
That's crazy, isn't
it?
it?
It really is. It's like, what's going on? You're playing man. Something has to give. Your pass rush is getting back to the quarterback, so the quarterback is rushing his process.
Right.
Let's get the turnovers that way as well.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. All right. Great conversation. I want to take a brief look at the AFC. All right. And, this thing, Mr. Phillip Lindsay, is wide open. I can't remember a time, and I'm sure I'm just forgetting.
It's like the Big 12, huh?
It does feel like the Big 12 a little bit, where I have no idea how this thing is going to unfold. Because a lot of the bullies that we came into the season not wanting to, get stuck in the same high school hallway with, they're not the bullies that we thought. And I want to start with Buffalo. I told you 2 weeks ago when they were 4-0, that team is not as good as people are making them out to be.
Yeah, and I thought you were full of crap. I was like, look at you, Zach. You're just
you're sandbagging it.
Yeah, reverse psychology.
Right. No, and no doubt you weren't the only person thinking that. Look at who they beat. They beat the Baltimore Ravens, who are 1 win and 5 losses.
That's insane. 1 and 5.
They beat the New York Jets, who are 0 wins and 6 losses. They beat the Miami Dolphins, who are 1 win, 5 losses. And they beat the Saints, who are 1 win and 5 losses. That means the combined record of the teams that the Bills beat is 3-21. Their defense stinks. It has stunk in their 5 playoff exits. In the last 5 playoff exits with Josh Allen, they're giving up 33 points a game. Josh is the problem. He can't win the big one. Okay.
He doesn't look like he's the solution.
So I got a quarterback who's got the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in the history of the postseason, and a defense that gives up 33 points a game. But Josh,
You know what?
Right.
I was like, let me watch the Buffalo Bills.
They stink.
Let me watch them yesterday. Josh had 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's not taking care of the ball. Now he's saying stuff like, I talk with my wife, and, she said that, there's more to the life than the game of football. I'm telling you, this doesn't work. You see he said that?
Oh, I know.
He's in every commercial.
That's your franchise quarterback?
Yes.
Your franchise quarterback?
That is my GOAT. That is my GOAT. But
he doesn't like football anymore.
Last night was not used to seeing that. And then you tell me that there's more to life than football, and a Super Bowl would actually be the icing on the cake?
His wife is changing him.
Bro.
2 interceptions?
That's what these women do.
You got to stay focused. Dude,
in 2 years, he'll be playing for Sean McVay in Los Angeles, where his wife can be at home with her acting career. Okay? Just telling you how this is going to go. Sorry about my little frustrating Bills rant, but so the Bills are not who we thought they were. The Chiefs are 3-3. Now they're figuring it out. Houston is under 500. The Bengals have twice as many losses than they have wins. The Ravens have a win. They're 1-5. So, the AFC landscape, it's there for the taking. And I would go so far to say that I believe, and I genuinely believe this, that the Broncos defense is the single best unit of any AFC unit, offense, defense, in the AFC conference.
Well, no doubt about it. I mean, you kind of just went down the line. Buffalo, their defense stinks. The Colts, they're doing well. Their defense is playing stout, but they're not better than the Denver Broncos. You got the Chargers that are missing a couple key pieces. They're starting to get banged up. They're not better than the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos sit there and already have 30 sacks. So that's going to tell you a lot about a team. You got Jacksonville, who's a tough team now. I will say that. They're a tough team. But when you look at the Denver Broncos, there's just more to them. They have more athletes. They have more explosive defensive players, and that's why you're getting these sacks. So you're right, Zach. And the Kansas City Chiefs is one that's you have to watch out for them. They know how to win. They've been there for a long time, and they have a really good quarterback and a defensive coordinator that's really good.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to see as time goes on, as what the Kansas City Chiefs turn into, or maybe they don't turn into anything and they're just end up falling on their face.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You would think it would happen at some point.
They're kind of waking up.
They are.
They're kind of waking up.
So who would be the threat, though? Who would be the threat for the Denver Broncos moving forward?
I don't want to get carried away here because the Broncos' offense is not good. But in terms of the biggest threats, it's Kansas City for me.
Now, you do get the Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers are 4-1, but they have a point difference. They're plus 12. They're 4-1. They've outscored their opponents through 5 games by 12 total points. I think they're a bit of, I don't want to say fraud. That's too much. But I don't think they are as stout as their record would make them appear.
And then you got the dark horse, the New England Patriots.
Yeah, man. Drake May and Vrabel, and they're tough. They just went into Buffalo and won. By the way, if Homeboy doesn't step out of bounds before the half, that's a 17-point loss for the Bills last night. They stink. I'm telling you what. I'm sorry. It's like I can call my mom.
Maybe Denver needs to play Buffalo the first round.
Yes, get right. Get right.
Get right.
Get right. So yeah, I mean, look. On the right day, the Colts. On the right day, the Jags. Kansas City, Pittsburgh. Buffalo, New England, on the right day, but it's not, on the mirror, it says objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah.
That's what I think the Broncos are to a true contender in the AFC. They're closer than they might have appeared before the season started because of how good the defense is and how lackluster the rest of the American Football Conference is. So, all right, you want to react to that conversation? RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. The NFL gave Sean Payton an option for his team that he turned down. Why? That's next.
Did the Broncos defense just send a message to the rest of the NFL?
The defense was special. And this is what I thought we would see from the defense. I thought they had a chance to be special, and they showed it yesterday. They're sitting at 4-2. I'm not going to be too negative here. Broncos got to win, and that defense was special.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
I just saw 2 houses for sale.
Same neighborhood, almost identical, but one had an Orchard sign and it sold for way more. So I asked my friends at Orchard, why? The first house used a traditional agent. After weeks of price drops and frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard and got more. Their local Orchard agent didn't just list a home, they marketed it. They knew exactly which upgrades would attract serious buyers and brought in a pro to handle everything. And even more, with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, the homeowner moved into their new home before their old one even hit the market. They skipped all the hassles and showings. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard, the smarter, faster, hassle-free way to buy your new home, even before your old home sells. Start with Orchard's free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Don't miss Colorado football's 2 remaining home games of the 2025 season. Celebrate homecoming with the Buffaloes as CU faces the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday, November 1st. Then lock in your seats for Senior Day against the reigning Big 12 champs, Arizona State, on November 22nd. Great seats are still available at beautiful Folsom Field. Visit cubus.com/tickets or call 303-492-8282 and be there as Ralphie 7 leads the charge for your Colorado Buffaloes.
The Fed has finally dropped interest rates, and that's great news for American homeowners. Wages are flat, prices keep climbing, and for many, the only way to make ends meet is to lean on credit cards. If you're a homeowner, I want you to call my friends at American Financing. Right now, interest rates have dropped. Many homeowners are seeing options in the low 5s. Compare that to credit cards charging rates in the 20s or higher. American Financing can help you pay off that expensive debt, free up your cash flow, and keep your budget under control. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are saving customers an average of $800 a month. And if you get started today, you may be able to delay your next mortgage payment. Call American Financing today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.327% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name. And the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan today at 720-405-3300. That's 720-405-3300.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states, as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Tuesday. Fun show. Good conversations. And the National Football League, the league office, gave Sean Payton an option for his team that he turned down. Turned down for what? That's what we're trying to figure out. So the Broncos had the option from the league office to have a bye after the London game. And the Broncos said, no, thank you.
I don't understand that, Zach. I don't understand why you would put your team through that when you don't have to. You went on the road and had a tough game that you came back and beat Philly in that fourth quarter. You don't go back home. You travel straight to London, across the pond.
Yep.
You're there for a whole week. Play the game. It's a rough game. Then you have to come back home. Time change. Get the body acclimated again. To just go right back at it that next week against the Giants, who are going to be a tough opponent. They're playing with their hair on fire. They're playing like they don't care because they have a bunch of young players that are trying to prove themselves.
Yeah. We got to talk. We'll start talking a little bit more about them tomorrow.
And yet you chose not to take that break and just to go right through. That's rough for a player's body to try to the change up in the jet lag and then go right back to practice and then focus back up. And you're asking them to do that. And the offense has already struggled. Maybe you need some time to take that break, go back, watch film, look at what you guys do well, and look at what you need to work on. Maybe take some of the game plans out. But no, let's just go right through like it's Thursday night last year. Thursday night and you flex yourself in when you didn't have to.
As a road team.
It's
unheard of because you're at such a historical disadvantage as the visiting team on a Thursday night. That was perplexing. I will never understand that. And there's nothing that can be said that would make me understand.
And you know what people are going to do and say if Denver gets beat against the Giants? They're going to blame it on this. They're going to be like, yo, why did you not take the break, that bye?
Well, you want to know what? I would imagine because it's such a results-oriented business, the NFL is like the most bottom-line business that there is. It's like you either win or you lose. That's it. And so if the Broncos go out and win, good choice. Broncos go lose, man, how did you not give yourself a bye? And so, and then the other thing is the jet lag.
Yeah.
And Mike Kliss joined our morning show, and he was like, when I was on the field, and it was like, he said it was about 6:30 in the morning Colorado time, and it was, I don't know, like 1 or 2 in the afternoon in London. And he's like, I'm on the field before the game. I'm here to tell you, it felt like 6:30 in the morning. So, like, coming back, how much of an impact will that have? Here's Kliss talking about the jet lag affecting potentially the offense.
I mean, it felt like 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. So, I do think that maybe one reason why they were off to the degree they were offensively, let's say, is because they just didn't have it. We interviewed Quinn Miners on Wednesday, and he was jet lagged. Bad case of jet lag on Tuesday.
So jet lag could be a factor. Sean said that they looked at the history of teams coming home from London who don't have a bye, and he said that if you're the home team after the London game, the results have actually been pretty favorable. Again, I don't know. This is going to be a case-by-case, issue. I think that the devil's advocate on behalf of Sean would say maybe that, hey, and I heard the guys talk about this morning, that, like, you are gone for 11 days as an NFL team. That's unusual that you're gone for that period of time. If you then, on the heels of having your routine disrupted for almost 2 weeks, if after that it was another week off, and then you're asked to jump back into that routine after, so it'd be 11 days plus another week off, it's like that is a huge chunk of time that you're out of your week-to-week routine, and maybe it was just about, man, let's get back to that routine as quick as we can, take the bye week later.
It's a good thought process. But these are NFL players, the best of the best, getting paid a lot of money. If you can't get yourself going or back on track or stay within your routine, then you're not going to last. And so, therefore, it's like that shouldn't be the reason why you decide whether to do the bye or not. Because if you are good and your team is good, it doesn't matter. You know what you have to do. You're getting paid to do this. That's your job. You want to win it all. And even for Mike, it's like, hey, it feels like it's 6 o'clock. Well, for the defense, it did it. Don't give an excuse to the offense. The defense was ready to play. That's a mentality thing. Mentality thing. Go into that game knowing that you're going to punch somebody in the face. Whether it's 6 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. 11 o'clock at night, it does not matter. Have that same mentality all the time. The defense has that.
Well, it's a good point. It's a good point. All right. We got a bit of bad news today on the Denver Broncos health front. We'll fill you in on what you need to know coming up next.
Do the Broncos' struggles on offense come down to play calling or execution?
What would you have liked him to call? What in your mind would have been plays that they could execute? Because if they're shutting down your run and they're going to commit all those guys to the box and saying you're not going to run it against us, then at what point do you look at your quarterback and say, dude, you got to play better?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. If you want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
What is going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here. And I have a little obsession I need to talk to you about, and that's with Daisy's French Onion Dip. One of my guilty pleasures during football season is relaxing and eating dips with chips, wings, and veggies while watching any big-time game. And now that Daisy's has come out with a delicious Daisy French Onion Dip, along with a Daisy Ranch Dip, these are definitely game changers that you're not going to want to miss out on. They're as delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and spices and other ingredients that you can find in your own kitchen. So if you want to be blown away like I was, then you need to give Daisy's French Onion Dip a try today. You can find Daisy's French Onion Dip at a grocery store near you.
It's the Medicare Advantage annual enrollment period, and Humana knows not everyone has the same needs when picking a Medicare Advantage plan.
Now that I'm retired, I want to enjoy the life I've worked hard to build. So I want a plan that covers me when I'm traveling the country.
Humana has a plan for that.
As a veteran, I want a plan that fills in the gaps my VA coverage doesn't provide, like dental care.
Humana has a plan for that.
I feel good about my health. I just want care and coverage with predictable costs. No surprises.
Humana has a plan for that. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you get coverage and benefits that focus on what matters most to you. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto-pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Well, it's almost over for us as a show. Final segment on a Tuesday. And to return the second time today, friend of the show, usually a friend of the show, sometimes an enemy. It's the scrappy one.
Frenemy.
The Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
Doing good. Good to see you again.
Scrappy.
Before we engage with you here, I got to tell our listeners, man, this Friday, we're heading to Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. We're going to be broadcasting live from Chopper's Sports Grill from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be there giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Cowboys on October 26th. Those are some expensive tickets. I can promise you, you could win them for free, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 or older to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Would love to see you at Chopper Sports Grill.
Let's pack it. Let's pack that sports grill, man.
All right. Will, today we found out that Broncos backup left guard Matt Pert heading to IR. This is not good. Starter Ben Powers is not going to be back till December. And I have to say this, and people say, hey, you give Sean Payton a hard time sometimes because he gives me so much material and opportunity. When Sean Payton rubbed the former strength and conditioning operations face in the injuries during this offseason, even at the time, I said, man, it's poor form. It's poor form when he said they earn those numbers and we're the best at this and no one does it like us and we know Bo Lowry does a great job, okay? But it's also football. And football's still football. And you look at from Michael Burton to Matt Pert and Ben Powers and Lucas Kroll and Matt Henningsen, Drew Sanders, Dre Greenlaw. I mean, Jonah Ellis is questionable. Like, these injuries have stacked up in a way that they have not in the last 2 years. Bad news today.
Yeah, it's kind of just bad karma, right? To put that out into the universe. We always keep everyone healthy. Like you guys said, it's football, right? And eventually it's going to catch up to you, and it's caught up to the Broncos. Now, Matt Pert, wishing the human the best, but he didn't do anything against the Jets to make me sit here today and go, oh, no, Matt Pert's on IR. I would have benched him anyways. I would have made a change to Alex Palczewski this weekend against the Giants. He had critical penalties at inopportune times. And there's reports coming out from Kliss that he hurt his knee very early on in the game. So I do applaud him for staying in and fighting through it. But, I mean, on the list of Broncos that you wanted to not get hurt, unfortunately, Matt Pert wasn't very high. He wasn't good, and I thought they tried to force him. I think they're a little too into the whole 63's eligible thing, and you see everyone in London going, oh, the crowd's all excited, this 63's eligible. I don't care. I want 63 to be my left guard. I'm done with field day 63 eligible because it's a quirk. Put the best players on the field, and I'm glad Alex Palczewski will be starting at left guard this week.
But the thing is, there's a reason why Palczewski wasn't out there in the first place after Ben Powers.
Because they like making him eligible.
I'm not, but I think there's more to it. I mean, Palczewski does a great job at tackle. The right tackle, that is, replacing McGlinchey when he needs to. But the left guard is just a different ball game. It's a different beast because you're being more physical. You're being asked to pull. You're being asked to do a bunch of stuff. So, I agree. Palczewski's your next best thing as of now. But there's a reason why Denver didn't decide, or Sean didn't decide, hey, look, let's just go ahead and put Palcho right there as of last week.
Because Sean can't get out of his own way sometimes. J.K. Dobbins had his worst game of the year. Was that a coincidence? No, not in my eyes. And when Palczewski's out there on Sunday and J.K. goes for 110, we'll see if your tune changes a little bit.
I hope so.
I'm kind of with Phil. I don't think they're doing it to be cute for Palcho as the eligible, 63 eligible. I think that they believed that Matt Pert gave them the best chance. Well,
I think they believe wrong then. And the evidence was pretty apparent.
Well, he certainly did not play well. I'm not here to say that. But I think that they thought Matt Pert was the best option at left guard. We'll see how it ages. But, I mean, this is a football team that is healthier than some, but also more injured than they've been here in the last couple years. Shifting gears here a little bit. I'm so fired up for the Avs here. And I've watched all these games. I love most everything that I'm seeing. ESPN came out today and ranked the top 100 players. Connor McDavid is number 1. Cale Makar is number 2, and Nathan McKinnon is number 3. And I just think that is so awesome. And ESPN is not doing it to scratch Denver's back. They don't care, I promise. But in some ways, they don't need added pressure because there's so much with Cup expectations anyway. But, man, it does feel like another thin layer of pressure was added after that list came out here today.
Oh, yeah, certainly. I mean, we've known it for a long time. But to have the second and third best player in the NHL on the same team, when the math checks out, 32 teams, you should have 2 of the top 64 if everyone's getting an equal piece of the pie. The Avalanche, it's just cup or bust. And Zach, you mentioned the start. People forget they were 0-4-0 last year. They're 3-0-1 this year. They have 7 of a possible 8 points. They're leading the Western Conference, right? I asked Gabe Landeskog about it at Media Day, and he told me, we got to try to win every game in the regular season because what happened last year? They had to play Game 7 on the road. Fellas, when they won the Cup, every series started at Ball Arena. Go win the Central Division. Go win the Western Conference. I don't care about no stinking President's Trophy curse. Go for that, too, and make sure that every series starts in Denver. They were up 2-0 in 3 of those 4 series, much like when the Nuggets won the title. They were up 2-0 in 3 of their 4 series. It is a tremendous advantage to have home ice or home court for these teams that play at altitude.
Now, with this team right now, it seems like there's not a lot of holes. But with the power play unit, at least, at times it seems like they're struggling. But then there's times where they look really good. Now, Nate Dogg wasn't too happy with the fans for booing against the Stars. What's your take on that?
Yeah, no, Nathan McKinnon said, I guess they don't know what a good power play looks like. Caught him grumpy. Caught him grumpy. The one thing I'll point to, guys, is the second line. The eye test, they're passing it. The stat sheet, they're not. Gabriel Landeskog has 0 points. Valerian Nichushkin has 1. Brock Nelson has 1. You look at them right now, the only guys putting the puck in the back of the net or setting it up are McKinnon, Natchez, Makar, and Lehkonen.
There you go.
That's it. That second line's got to get going. They got to get moving. 2 points through 4 games combined.
Do you have to force your lips to say Natchez? Or does it come out like effortlessly like it does mine?
Yeah. You still haven't gotten paid, Zach.
He hasn't yet.
He's been great, Will.
He's been good.
Will, he's been great.
Capital G.
Couldn't beat Jake Ottinger in overtime.
Ottinger was great that night.
Ottinger did rob him.
He was
He
awesome.
robbed him. He robbed him. But Natchez could have been the hero. They were this close to 4-0.
Yeah, he's been really good. All right, Will, you're working with Anilo tonight?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Can't wait to dive into the Broncos trade. Should they make one?
All right, Denver Sports tonight. It's coming up next.
Do the Broncos need some accountability on offense?
Who's holding Sean accountable? Like I'm being serious. Today, who's sitting down in Sean Payton's office and going, sit down, man. We need to talk. Because if he thinks everybody's going to be all good because they won the football game, sure, that is the most important part. But the way it looked, somebody needs to be holding Sean Payton accountable. Well,
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And if you're looking for fine jewelry or a great timepiece, just like I was, why not shop where some of the world's leading designers are sold? Williams Jewelers helped me find my new Tudor watch, and they can do the exact same thing for you. And if you're not looking for a watch, any type of jewelry you want, they're going to have, guaranteed. And they're going to treat you just like family the minute you step through those doors. And they won't pressure you at all. They gave me the time I needed to make the right decision for myself, and looking at this beautiful watch on my wrist today, I made a great decision because of that. And starting from one little store in Inglewood, Williams Jewelers has grown into 2 locations and has become one of the largest fine jewelers in the country. So when you do step foot into their showroom, you're going to feel just like family, like I said earlier, and their service reflects that. They are dedicated and they work hard to make sure you're satisfied with your purchase. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, my hometown jeweler, also the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also on Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor, call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, Stokely here, and let me tell you, fall golf is the best golf Colorado has to offer, and it's not too late to get fully dialed in for the last few months of the season. At Embers Golf in Westminster, they're not just selling golf clubs, they're crafting a journey for golf lovers like you. It's a boutique-style shop, family-owned, with 2 hitting bays, all the major brands, and fully upgraded custom shafts. Come in for a full bag fitting. Trust me, there's nothing else like it around. Embers Golf, where your golf journey begins.
Today at Berg Simpson, we'll get a call from someone who needs our help. We'll learn about their loved one's injuries. We'll listen to their concerns, and we'll promise to fight for them. Then we'll use our resources and experience to deliver the best possible results we can for that client. So today, When that client calls Berg Simpson, we hope they feel they've done the best thing for their family.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Cherdak from Denver Regenerative Medicine. When it comes to healing, there's no one-size-fits-all. Every patient receives a unique treatment plan designed just for them. We use either your own stem cells or carefully selected donor cells to treat degenerative joints, torn muscles and ligaments, and even back injuries. Our goal is lasting healing without unnecessary surgery. And right now, we're offering 10% off treatments through October. Schedule your free consultation today at DenverRegen.com. That's DenverRegen.com.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner American Home Agents, you can receive a credit on closing costs of up to 1% or a max of $10,000 on your home loan. If you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You could buy a home with as little as 3% down, and with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Pick up the phone, call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
Football is here, and Fitness Gallery's fall football sale is your playbook for a winning home gym. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit any of our 7 stores from Denver to Fort Collins and score big before the sale ends.
Be careful if you haven't filed taxes in a while. The IRS is going after non-filers like never before. Whether you have income taxes or payroll taxes that have not been filed, Advanced Tax Solutions can help you get back in the system and avoid trouble with the IRS before they show up or send you a scary letter. Call the people I trust, Advanced Tax Solutions. They'll help you get back into the system and off the IRS's radar. 303-753-6040 or visit AdvancedTaxSolutions.com.
Don't let dirt, dust, and debris be the #1 cause of breakdowns. Fix It 24/7 gives you a complete top-to-bottom fall furnace tune-up for $39. Book now at